welcome to me not sitting in the middle of the spot I'm supposed to be in. My name is Jason. This is happyjacksrpg. You're watching Pinnacles because it's Sunday afternoon at exactly 2 p.m.
Yep.
Let's also, if you were watching our intro video, it did include our beloved H. Brian character. We still need to update the video to include our new beloved Eli's character, Hector, which we'll hear more about in a minute. Let's introduce Enge and then Sarah and then Pooja and then save
How exciting.
this.
The seat of honor.
Yes, the seat of honor. So Enge, who are you and how did you get here?
Hi, I'm Enge. I came by train.
And your
I
character?
play Chainsaw, Sentinel, Frank, Alpha Patriot, Frank McKenzie, Mac. Yeah, I've got all the...
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I came by car, but not the way you think.
That sounds so salacious.
Every time.
I'll be playing Kit, who plays in their spare time Caduceus, a superhero who is good at his job.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I am Pooja, and I am playing Sapna. I was like, but not the way you think. No, wait, it's exactly the way you think.
It's exactly what it
Yeah,
sounds like.
yeah.
I am playing Sapna, who is also Silent Scream.
Yep. Eli?
I'm playing Eli. Oh, wait, no, I'm playing Hector Aguilar, who's a telepath. And there's going to be more to come with that.
Yes. Excellent.
He does need to talk to Rose because he got into a really bad contract, and his superhero name is Mr. Thought, which is really stupid. But he was thinking at the time.
I mean, there's gotta be a fan page that spells it like THOT, right?
Yeah, for
That
sure.
is exactly what I was thinking.
His actor portrayal is Buffer Gabriel Luna.
Good.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
So slightly muscular.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Former military, former 3-letter, and is retired, enjoying his retirement life back in Seattle.
So not escape, not AWOL,
No.
not presumed dead. Just retired
Yeah.
peacefully. Left the. Yeah. Okay.
How long has he been retired, do you know?
Probably less than a year.
Oh.
But he's really enjoying board shorts and flip-flops
Yeah.
and t-shirts.
Yeah, and like being able to have a shaggier beard or a hairstyle.
Well,
or
CIA is kind of...
Oh, yeah.
Stay loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were undercover a little bit,
Mhm.
right? Weird. How would a telepath even be undercover? Like,
Impossible.
Yeah.
it's hard to imagine.
Impossible.
I don't get it.
That's impossible.
Okay.
Plain yellow pumpkin.
So, before we dig in, Eli, you'll forgive us for a moment here. We'll play some Gold Enge award-winning Decima game aid. And
What award was that?
A Gold Enge, gold medal Enge award-winning game aid Decima in a moment. But we need to hurt my players a little bit.
Before
So, H. Brian has just disappeared in a flash. E. Brian successfully executed the transdimensional punch. You know, because he shouted it as he did so. And H. Brian had roped himself to E. Brian, and they disappeared together. There was a bit of a thunderclap when they disappeared, and then eerie silence. Not silence exactly, but the rain that's falling is too quiet, right? After the noise and the immensity that was H. Brian, that is not here anymore, it just leaves a hole in the universe that can be felt. There's something missing. There's that hole where the tooth came out. If you could just leave it alone, it's fine. It'll heal up, and it's not an issue. But you can't turn off your mind. You can't stop thinking about it. And in this moment, in this strangely quiet moment, there's like bits of flaming wreckage falling to there's cars that are tipped over and still burning, just quietly. Rain's hissing on them. Just, it's fine. It's also strangely quiet because Silent Scream was anything but silent, making some very loud noises. It's also quiet because the 15-foot giant caduceus is now normal sized again. And Chainsaw, there's no one left for you to punch.
And
is
I'm crumpled on the
passed out,
ground.
nearly dead.
Yes.
Almost dead.
Dying, in fact, as
Stabilized him, it's fine.
we're hoping to get some medical care. Does anybody have a rough idea of where their willpower was at?
Yes, I have it right here.
Yes,
Okay.
same.
Okay. So I think we had Chainsaw stabilized,
Yes.
but
Not actively dying, I guess we'll say.
Green Streak,
Out of death saves.
Yeah.
Green Streak is in Australia
Yes.
and would take several minutes to get back. And is presumably helping somebody. Like he doesn't just like go places for fun because he's not that person. He works too much and really should take some time off and take care of himself. Maybe some self-care rituals. Look, it's fine. But you look up and realize that you've had this fight and all this stuff blew up and there's cars that are flipped over and you're thinking, well, there should be people, there should be sirens, right? There should be people running out of the lodge, the big, hunting lodge that you were visiting.
That place
And-
was full of reporters.
Yes, yeah. But as you look around, you realize you and your there's like a pile of wreckage around you. And just outside of that, of the burning cars, there's brush and trees and no lodge.
Caduceus was hunched over the body of Chainsaw, just crying, and I think has noticed this, but is now trying to pat Chainsaw down to try to find if his phone got fucked up. I think my phone is gone
Why is your phone gone?
because I hulked out of all my clothes and I think it went somewhere.
Do you want to roll for it?
Yeah, I'll roll for either finding mine or finding Chainsaw.
Because I think your pockets would survive. Your clothes are all ripped in very
Yeah.
strategically sexy ways.
Exactly, of course, good.
But pockets, I think, might survive that.
Yeah,
so
I'll roll.
you
Because
wanna-
I think, realizing that we're in this strange place, I want to get Chainsaw medical.
Let's just because it amuses me, let's roll stability, and ask for
Lost the die.
let's ask for 6s or up to find
Okay.
your personal phone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
It
7.
did disappear right down
And
there.
I have an extra weight. Oh wait, no, he doesn't go in because he's wiggly. Okay. 2 10s.
Oh yeah. Your phone is
I'm wiggly now. So
in stability.
I believe so. Let me check my notes.
That's fine.
But
You can wiggle it.
I can wiggle it.
Okay. You find your phone.
Okay.
And it is on. It has however much battery it should have, 65%, but there's no service.
I look around to see where Sapna is.
I have pulled the communicator out of 2 times Redux's ear.
Oh, and you
And
were
I
trying
have been
to.
trying to get in touch with our Brian,
Yeah,
except it broke into multiple pieces
sure.
as I was yelling into it, and I'm trying to put it back together. So I've got I'm kneeling on the ground, hunched over these pieces on the wet concrete, which is not helping fix things.
Sure.
Um,
I do want to note I am not wiggly in this stat actually because it's not a body stat. And
correct.
I have no matches.
Oh, no matches in stability.
Yep. Anyway,
Okay, then you find the other phone you were trying to look for.
I find chainsaws, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Same problem. I'm going to say Chainsaw is less diligent about charging his phone.
That's accurate.
Okay. It's at 38% battery. Also no signal.
Okay.
I'm just checking one thing. Sapna, would you please roll? Where is it? I guess we'll call it. I'm looking for like an electronic skill. I guess it would just be one of the knowledge skills. Please roll your electronic skill. If you don't have it, you can just roll mine.
Security system.
Oh, my 2 dice.
Do you have security systems?
It's
No.
just in mind, yeah.
Okay. Roll your 2 dice. It could happen.
It didn't happen.
Okay.
I got a 9 and a 5.
You are having trouble. For some reason, you're not able to get this communicator back together.
I can't imagine why.
It's like, I like to think it's this like compact little earpiece, right? But it's now like in a 6-inch long mass of wires because they've all come unraveled from inside of it.
There
You're
is
like,
something that like
go back together.
like I'm trying to like carefully. I'm like I'm good at this, except Subna's not actually good at this. Subna has gotten into like sound work
Yeah.
because they know sound,
Yes. Yep.
not because they know electronics.
Yep. That makes sense to me. So for
Oh,
the
yeah,
two
that
of
does
you who are, you're not conscious yet? Is that what we
I
established?
think so, yeah.
Okay.
I think we specifically said that Chainsaw did not wake up because we were like, oh, he's gonna be hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you
but-
like to make an endurance check?
Sure. Did you send me my character sheet?
Nah.
All right.
You have
Sounds like 4 or 5.
6 dice.
6 days.
Ooh.
I was going to, and it's right here in front of me. I've not done it.
We'll get there. Pair of 3s.
Okay. You find yourself groggily coming awake. You've been badly injured. Do you know where most of your damage was, like damage box wise?
I took it away from your head. You were almost full.
I think I was enveloped? What is it called?
Engulfed.
Engulfed,
Yeah.
So it was like everywhere.
Okay. I'm gonna roll some dice and see if a hit location gets any matches. And in that case, that limb will be broken. All right. So I'm gonna roll 6 dice.
Broken. Ouchie. Limb.
Well, it might not be. If I get no matches.
And I
Well,
definitely.
sure. I'm just
Oh.
being proactive.
Oh, okay.
And I definitely healed his head. So like,
Yes, so
that
that's
plays
not
in-
So my head's not broken.
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh, what's
Chainsaw fell
the
down.
4 location? And the
Left arm.
2?
Left
And
arm,
right
right
leg.
leg. Yeah.
Okay. That's too much. So left arm is busted. Right leg is like sprained and sucks, but not broken.
Right leg sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
That's
accurate.
the medical term I heard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Caduceus gets it.
As the resident doctor, yeah. Sucks is the medical
Well,
term.
it's like the comedy bit of like, oh, you got a shitty ankle now at this
Yeah.
age, right?
Yeah.
Like in your 40s, like, oh, your ankle just sucks.
Fix
It's
your
like,
nose.
yeah, that's the problem.
Amazing.
If you were 22, we'd build you a new one out of plastic and magic, but no, it just
Damn.
sucks.
All right. Well, if I come conscious, I start trying to get up. Brian, we gotta find Brian.
Like immediately, like the doctor shit comes on, wipes face, and like puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "You can't move right now.
We gotta find Brian.
He's not here." Sapna?
Yeah, like it takes a couple of tries of you calling their name.
Mm-hmm.
What?
We gotta come here.
Sapna, take 1 shock to your right arm as the earpiece finally shorts out. I wasn't sure that was going to happen, but yeah.
The
You-
dice made
it's
it
like,
so.
Zap! As the like whatever power source was in it is expended, and this is like bad, like burning plastic smell, and now it's wet. And you have some shock damage to your arm.
Fuck. But I do still pick up all the pieces and put them in my pocket.
Okay. Mostly one piece,
Dr. Light can fix it.
probably.
Dr. Light can fix anything.
So true.
And I can more.
But I think also as your attention comes away from it, maybe you're the first to realize that the lodge isn't there. You were in the parking lot of the lodge. You are standing on a little circle of concrete. But outside of that, there is no parking lot. There is no sidewalk. There are no windows and kitchen and rooms. There is no lodge. You are in the woods.
What the flying fuck has happened?
Do you recognize this place?
I'm going to try to listen.
Okay?
Throw out my.
Well,
We'll figure out.
You
different
don't even
numbers
have to roll
later.
yet. But would Sapna immediately identify what horses sound like?
Yes.
Okay. You hear some horses, and they're getting closer.
There are horses coming? I didn't actually realize that Seattle had horses. Does Washington have wild horses?
It's a good question. I don't think so. I think it's Midwest that only has the remaining wild horses in the
As a
U.S.
resident, yes, there are wild horses in the Pacific
Really?
Northwest, but that's okay. Yeah.
No, that was me out of character.
No. Oh, yeah. So out of character, there
Out
are.
of character, I don't know.
It was
There are
not.
also wild horses in California.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure somebody's out riding the horses?
Um,
Do we have
That I want a dice roll for.
do we have the scanner?
I don't know, but I get up and I'm standing kind of over because I'm worried about if horses are running towards us that they might trample the person who's on the ground.
Sure. Well, I mean, you've also got a ring of like wrecked cars
Sure.
around you.
Is it
Um,
better
Safety.
to be
Parts of
wide
cars.
or tall?
Tall. You want quality
3
on
tens.
this. 3 tens is fantastic. Yeah, you can hear one human breathing as like because they're the exertion of riding a horse really fast, and there are 3 more horses with them.
There's one person with
4 horses total,
4 horses.
which is not ominous at all.
Okay. I looked down at Chainsaw and I'm like, we're gonna get you help. It's gonna be okay.
Find scanner. See if we're home or
Oh.
somewhere else.
Chainsaw, as your eyes flutter open,
Mm-hmm.
you can see that you're lying in the middle. Like you can look up and see Caduceus. You still look like Caduceus,
Yeah.
right? Still see Caduceus standing over you, and behind Caduceus are the neon skyscrapers of that disappear into low cloud cover that is just totally lit up pink and purple from the city lights.
Oh,
That is also not Seattle's city lights that you're familiar with.
we're not at home.
And they hovercraft with like personal hovercraft of a not the skirted kind in our world, but
Yeah.
a personal
cars.
exec hover car flits between the buildings, and then you see more of them for a moment.
Who last had the scanner?
Brian did.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
gonna
don't think
say,
need
yeah,
scanner
we
to figure out
we
what
got
we're
it. We've got the scanner, buddy.
No, it's. I mean, I don't think we need it.
Chainsaw. It looks like a hovering, like pretty big, like double the size of our UPS trucks in real life. Is like coming down for a landing right on top of where you are right now. Like it's 30 feet up and descending.
Fuck.
You're saying look out?
Yeah, they're coming.
And I'm
I
just.
think
gonna...
I'm
So-
awake, but really.
So Chainsaw's
what is it?
staring up saying look
but
out.
stuck.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
look up and I see it, and every part of me is like, do not move this person. But obviously somebody is landing down, and that's not safe. Are there any?
Well, so you don't see a hover car.
I don't.
No. You see woods.
Spooky.
Yeah, you're in the woods.
And what do I see when I look?
The
down?
woods. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And I am going to call out to the person I hear coming in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Like with your power?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because they're still far enough away where it would be like, they could probably hear you shouting, but it'd be way easier to just hand them your voice.
I mean, Sapna is always going to just be like,
Yeah.
the easiest route sonically possible.
Yeah.
Uh,
And your power is so much more refined now.
Don't look at me.
who are you?
Just remain calm, Sapna, and you immediately recognize. I mean, it sounds like Doctor Light's voice, except she says, "Remain calm, Sapna. I'll be right there."
Oh, what the
No.
what the fuck universe are we in? What color are you?
Oh no, shit! You're gonna ask me that.
Ask me that. If you're gonna be evil, I'm gonna be evil back.
All right, hold on.
Evil is a two-way street.
And fairly so. That's. I think it's yellow. I'm trying to look it up real quick. She tells you the one that isn't yours. It's the one where you have seen Dr. Light like in a barn, in the background of her video calls.
Oh,
Is
we've
it
got
a
the Wild
barn?
West one. What are you
Perfect.
seeing, Chainsaw?
Buildings.
So I'm gonna need you to roll a stability check as this vehicle lands on top of you.
All right, cool.
Classic.
I don't know how many dice it is, but
Oh,
I did
yours-
one
You know when you
earlier and
roll
used
stability
5.
for a thing landing on you.
Your stability is 5.
All right, cool.
Maybe he's being stable for the vehicle.
He's the landing pad.
Mm-hmm.
Pair of 10s.
Oh, good. Okay, so you managed to stave off the panic as this thing, I mean, to use video game terms, like clips through you, right?
Right.
You are not actually landed. But to you, Chainsaw is like panicking and like hyperventilating.
Okay, yeah.
But you don't actually have to freak out.
Trying to move Caduceus.
Yeah, and try to move yourself probably, which is a terrible
I
idea.
know I can't move myself, but I can save my friend.
Oh, so you try to push Caduceus out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want to do a strength check on that.
All right, I'm taking some penalty dice, though.
Okay.
I think I might only have 2.
Well, I mean, you would use your telekinesis, right?
Probably.
Okay, so let's use your power and just have you be at like, let's see, how many dice is your power? I'm thinking you're like at a -4.
I think it's like a 5 or 6 or something.
I'm warning
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I'm
7 maybe?
Pretty strong
So
now.
a -4 would leave you 3 dice to roll and still have 1 wiggle die.
We'll go with the blue ones. Yes, I have a pair of 7s with that wiggle die.
Okay.
I have 3 9s.
Okay. All right. So you go to push Caduceus away. Caduceus, you manage to brace yourself against a car that's burning less than the other cars.
Yeah. I actually think that it's kind of like a let's 9 this up. I think it's one of those like there's like a little ripple and I'm just like rooted to the ground there. Yeah.
I think it could also be that, like, I'm so messed up that
Yeah.
my power just doesn't
Oh,
do its thing.
you gestured with your broken arm.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
You don't even have.
immediately- that kind of I see that immediately and I go, oh, okay. Don't move that one. Okay.
But right now you're having trouble seeing because you're like, you know, like when you get stuck in, you're playing a video game and you're like clipped into, like you can't see past this situation.
Yeah.
You're kind of having that of like, you're stuck in the floor of this delivery truck and you can't really see past it unless somebody moves you.
Can't see.
It's also real distracting because this guy's like, God damn it, one more delivery. I thought I was done, blah, blah. This guy is just like having a shit day.
Who's that guy?
Yeah. It's fine. I need to not have this theory out loud. It's fine.
Yeah, and I think Caduceus is just very less focused on like the what Chainsaw is saying and more focused on the physical effects of what Chainsaw is experiencing, and so it's just focusing all of his attention on
Sure.
keeping him calm.
What it looks like is a panic attack induced hallucination.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I like place a hand on gently on Chainsaw's chest, and I like take the hand that is not broken and put it to my chest and just start like breathing slowly and saying like, all right, just breathe with me, follow my breaths, it's gonna be okay, I'm gonna get you help.
Roll stability with +4 dice. So you're gonna roll 9 dice.
That's 4 3s
Okay, that is
and a pair
fine.
of 5s.
That's great. You have sets to work with. You are able to get yourself focused on Caduceus, and you actually can. It's a little bit like the magic eye picture trick, right? When you're focused on Caduceus, you can unfocus from the neon, delivery truck, all that shit, and you fully wake up and find yourself in the woods with everybody else. Riding in.
Hans's.
What do you go? And we'll have medical equipment there. I can also help on the spot.
Good. I know Chainsaw's not going to be able to ride a horse.
All right.
Even I can tell that. And
Well, can't Caduceus do something for him?
he has been.
Okay.
Also, I mean, do you have a green streak? Do you have a speedster?
No.
Fuck.
I'm pretty sure I don't, but I have to check my notes.
Let me take out my Old West.
I have a question about this situation that we
Yeah.
find ourselves
Yes.
in, which is, how's the pressure?
I'm also double checking that real quick. I should have been able to give you this right away.
Mop.
I have this saved somewhere.
Yeah, it's. I think it's
Remember.
pinned in our channel, which is
Mhm.
where I'm trying to look. My
Uh,
laptop's just been real slow right now, because of course this
Okay.
is the moment.
I've got it. Old West, Kit and Sapna scene in the background.
Yes. Okay. So both of you are experiencing high pressure,
Mm.
and it really, Sapna, you've felt this before. Kit, I don't think you have.
No.
But it is like twice as bad as coming down from an airplane.
Sure.
Like
Also, we're in Indigo.
indigo. Thank you. Thank
Mhm.
you. So
I also think that I'm experiencing a lot of new feelings right now, and so I think it might be like I think that it's power related, but
Sure.
it is other universe related.
yeah.
Oh, no.
We don't necessarily know what this Sapna and Kit can do, right?
No, we don't.
That's good. Where did I put those notes though? I like it. There's the sticky there. Let's just look in my wild talents.
In some world, Kit did some teleportation shit, but I don't think it was this one.
Yeah, it
I think
was.
it might have been the steampunk one.
Yeah, I think it
Mm.
was.
Oh, orange.
We haven't really, we haven't really done a lot of, yeah, Orange is the teleporter. And then we know about Sapphire.
Mhm.
Okay, I am going to officially make a document in the place that it should be, because I feel like this document exists already, but who knows. And I'm going to copy some stuff over, but you all can decide what you want to do. Well, I can multitask. I just can't narrate while I'm doing this.
Ooh. Kind of like, it's just kind of a twitch, like, ear, like rubbing the, like, you can't rub your eardrum, but you know how when you have an earache, you rub below your ear, like that's gonna do something.
I think I catch that out of the corner of my eye, and I do look up at you for a moment, just kind of like looking past you a little guiltily, and says, "Are you injured? Do you need help?"
I'll be fine. We're just, there's a me here.
Oh, okay.
It sucks.
There's no. Is there a chainsaw here?
You'd have to ask.
And I think you can hear the horses coming with your regular hearing now.
Dr. This light is incoming. She said she could help with is is
and
this
sorry,
Dr. Light also
this
here?
is Dr. Montoya.
As I was just looking at this, I definitely should have noticed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dr. Montoya.
Is Dr. Montoya also she her?
Yes.
Um
I think Sapphire was they, them. I don't think I made that as a note.
so Dr. Montoya is almost here and she said she could help with chainsaw, but the horses are to get us back to somewhere with medical attention. Whatever kind of medical attention the wild, wild west has.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the little bit, and you all have had some contact with these other dimensions. It's worth noting that this is like the Wild West proceeded to 2023.
Good.
All right. So it's not that everybody has high tech shit, but Dr. Montoya has some high tech shit.
They just kept the vibes all the way through.
Yeah. So, kind of like how the art in Fallout is 1950s. It's the future that the 1950s imagined.
Mm-hmm.
This is the future of the Old West.
I love that.
But it's not like 1880
Yeah,
or whatever. So,
Future of the Old West without the like nasty expansion shit that
Right,
came with it. You
right.
know, it's just the horses.
Yep. So, what were there questions I didn't answer?
I don't think so.
We wanted to know what their powers are. That's fine. You don't know yet. Should we just have Dr. Montoya arrive?
The only other question was whether chainsaw is feeling
Oh,
the
I
pressure.
do turn to Chainsaw and I say, "Do you? Is there anyone like you here?"
You don't feel any particular pressure.
No.
How do you tell?
It feels
Well,
like
also, you're pretty fucked up right now. Like,
Yeah, I think
it'd be hard to
direct
know.
that. Uh-huh.
Yep.
I think probably the answer is I don't know.
Yeah.
Like your head's a little broken. It's just like
You're definitely feeling some pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is it that
Well,
pressure?
my no is not a reliable one.
Yeah,
Is,
yeah.
I'm just
an
no,
unreliable
no,
narrator.
fine.
And
I see the like concussion in your eyes.
yes,
Okay.
so romantic.
So romantic. Love how his eyes can't follow the pen.
It's my weakness.
it's like for me, it's like pressure, like when you're underwater and you need to pop your ears, or like when you're in a plane.
Also, Sapna, you're pretty sure if you had a broken arm, the pressure you wouldn't even notice. Like it sucks, but it's mild enough that
So the question, I guess, becomes, with the current damage that Sapna has, do I actually notice?
oh,
From the balcony and such.
it would be hard to nail down. Like you would have to roll not perception. What do I want?
Could it be perception?
No. No, not this
I'm
time.
real good. Can it be based on my hearing?
When somebody brings it up, you would have to roll scrutiny.
Makes sense.
I think
Or when I think you're the one who brought it up specifically. You're like, wait, is there another me here? I would want a scrutiny roll.
okay, that's fine.
And if you have wiggle dice in it, I'm gonna say you don't today.
I don't normally.
Okay.
I don't have wiggle dice in my skills as of this moment.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. One of the penalties I can do to wiggle dice is turn them into regular dice.
Nice.
That would be my first move. So always ask if that's what I meant, because that's probably what I meant. Because they're not supposed to come out with penalty dice. They're like the last thing that comes out of a dice pool. They are holy and good.
That's 3 2s, 3 7s.
Yeah. Any match is great. So
Let's go with the 3 7s.
Yeah.
I have 9 scrutiny dice. It's actually better than I didn't roll perception.
how funny. Okay. Okay, that's hilarious. But yeah, you can sift through the pain of like, okay, what has happened in my body right now? Like, yeah, and there is this sort of existential pressure. It's not really in your ears because that you would notice, right?
It's just how it manifests for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I kind of like because player-wise, I have tied it to my ears because it is about power.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's like a for me, it's like a pressure, and it makes me feel like I'm underwater, and I need to pop my ears, but they never pop, and it just gets stronger.
Noted. Okay.
So the horses approach,
Yes.
and they pull up outside the ring of wreckage, right? And Dr. Montoya, who is just so like the spitting image of your Dr. Light, like obviously, but I think that's a little unnerving. I think I would find it like,
Yeah.
you look not just an identical twin, like it's so weird. Maybe she's got a little scar to help out, you know?
Oh no, she's hotter.
Oh no.
Jaw full of chaw.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and
No.
our Dr. Light, I don't know if you picked up on this, is played by
Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon.
Yes.
So in all her varying personalities.
Mhm.
So you just just enjoy that for a moment.
So the Doc Brown Kate McKinnon is
Yes.
yeah.
With
So
chaps on.
Yeah.
Undeniable.
So she pulls up outside, and it wouldn't really be safe to bring the horses any closer. And also the burning cars and rubber and all this net. The horses are like, no, thank you. This sucks. Like, I don't want it. Whatever that is worse than the snake we
thank
saw back
you.
there. Like,
I don't know. Like, I'm over it. Get your ass over here and help.
yeah. So she hops off her horse and comes over and says, okay, so our Kit and Sapna are riding away as far as they can. We're using this as an opportunity to see if distance makes any difference to the pressure, but we thought it'd be better if they weren't at
Definitely
The,
better.
uh,
Like, even
at
if
the
they're-
farm, is what she says.
Let's just focus on Chainsaw right now.
Do you have any equipment with you, on hand, splints, or?
I have some things. Yes. What's broken?
I lead her over to Chainsaw and gesture to the arm, not touching.
Sure.
Currently. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, she has a this is fun. She like opens up her like, you know, cowboy long coat, right? Kind of like tucks it behind what would be holsters, but she has a belt full of like little clear vials that would be bullets, you know, like on a bullet belt. And it's just like
Bandolier.
alchemy queen, you know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like pulling stuff out. I was like, yeah, okay, let's grab this, and has like a slightly larger vial, pours a couple things into it. They mix and glow and smoke, and it's like, that should be right.
Oh,
Here.
Okay.
Here, Frank. Or do you prefer chainsaw or, sorry,
Frank's fine.
Mr. Mackenzie?
Absolutely. Only if you're nasty.
I do a quick scan just to make sure nothing else is broken, but I'm sure that everything else is just
So
very
it
fucked
looks
up.
like there's a situation with his pride.
Yeah, I can't sense that one.
Or can you?
Or can I?
Left arm is broken. The right leg looks like it's broken, but it just sucks.
Nothing with the back or anything.
No.
Okay.
So, do you drink this bizarre glowing
I
concoction?
think I just,
Yeah,
I'm fucked up, so okay.
yeah. It's like the amount of like a double shot, basically. Just whoop.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can feel it like. And Caduceus, you have this strange perception of like, why is it working that way? And basically, what it does is goes through and accelerates, like. Chainsaw is functionally like a month older.
Yeah. Ooh, interesting.
And like does everything like your
Oh,
body, if it had set the bone, like the healing process that you would have experienced in the course of a month happens in about 10 seconds.
I think Kit does sense this beginning to happen. Caduceus freaks out and like orients the bone because it's
Yes.
gonna like
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say that, and it's just like, oh shit. Ah!
Yeah. Yep, we don't have to roll for that.
no.
But Dr. Montoya's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't used this one before.
Jesus Christ.
She doesn't apologize. She just says
no,
that.
yeah,
Like,
that's and Caduceus is just
How
like,
Well,
good are you with
works.
electronics? Do you know electronics? Do you have
Well,
electronics?
yes, yeah. I mean, that's how I was making calls.
Cool.
I just think they're overused and people use them more than they need to.
Then how quickly can you fix this? It's just like a massive wires that has been in my pocket. It's wet. It's kind of smelly.
She takes her like, what is it?
It was a communicator.
From where?
And I point to Redux's body.
I don't even know what. I mean, I'll take a look at it. We could take it back to the farm.
Just no, give it back. Give it back. I'll get it
Okay.
to my Dr. Light.
Okay.
Harry, help Chainsaw up if he is in a position to be helped up.
Yeah. So clear a killing from all of your hit locations.
Will do.
Yeah. You don't have your character sheet. Oh, and as a reminder, so I realized I hadn't really helped with this much. When we're filling in damage, it's a really good idea to fill in X's. So X's for killing and a slash for shock.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it fills up with slashes and you need more, you can turn them into killing by filling the opposite slash in. Also, I would fill in your killing boxes from the bottom of the hit location and shock from the top, because like as long as there's space in the middle, then you're okay, right? But it's easier than alternating of like, oh, that's a shock and a killing, and that's 2 more shock and 2 more killing, and like it's just gets messy to manage. So I recommend doing it that way in your hit locations, and then it's funny in chat. It's closer to the Wild West of Wild Wild West with Will Smith.
Good.
You know, so like the equivalent of Old West but steampunk, that kind of thing is
Doc Brown built a time traveling train, etc.
Yes, yeah.
Mhm.
That's the overall vibe. Okay, so we can move things forward a little bit, unless there's anything in particular we want to resolve in this moment.
Good for me.
Okay. So you all are able to mount up. There's 3 of you and a Dr. Montoya, and then there is Phase Shift's body that's still here. And there are 4 horses.
Mhm.
So Dr. Montoya makes as if to put Phase Shift on her horse,
Sure.
if no one stops her.
Caduceus doesn't. It's just like not even looking at it. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
So she
Pretending it does not exist.
quickly downs a tiny vial of this like bright red liquid, becomes visibly more muscular,
Fuck yeah.
and hauls this body up onto her horse, and she's going to stay muscular for like an hour or so, and then just hops up onto her horse. And the horse is like, fuck, you're so much heavier. Dude.
Plus, there's a person.
We talked about this.
Yeah. No red potions. And leads the way through the woods. You're actually not far from a pretty major looking dirt road. And then her farm is not where Green Streak's lodge is, but it is relatively nearby. Is it the Issaquah River? I don't think that's the name. There's a river that goes through Issaquah. River. She has there's a clearing. The Sammamish River.
I have a question for
Yeah.
all of us as we mount up and go back. Is Sapna the only one who is bad at riding in this situation?
Well, I'm pretty sure everyone's bad at riding horses.
Yeah, definitely bad at riding.
You tell me.
My right leg sucks, so I'm not great at it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I think regularly, I think I've ridden horses.
And also because you've got the motorcycle situation going,
Mhm.
so
Oh,
like
yeah, you're-
translating skills.
The least of a problem
Mhm.
there.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, we get back to Dr. Montoya's farm, which is not a farm in the sense that there's crops all over the place, but it's a kind of a farmhouse looking thing. There's a water wheel on the river that is clearly generating electricity. It's not for grinding wheat.
Hell yeah.
You know, as you approach, several lights turn on. They're essentially gas lamps, but they appear to notice the movement and are, you know, motion activated. And the farm is very well lit, even though it's now approaching middle of the night. And in her barn, which requires like a keypad, palm lock, and retinal scan, with her technology, however that works. Then the big double doors like unfold, and inside is a pretty high-tech looking lab with straw on the floor and, you know, wooden loft and all that kind of stuff.
Sheep.
Yes. It's like one.
One sassy sheep.
Yes. So let's make it a goat. It's a goat.
Mhm.
It's a goat.
Super sassy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sassiness is exponentially increased.
Yeah. She indicates there's a screen that looks like it's a little bit like warbly, bubbly glass, like just an old timey window,
Yeah.
in a wooden frame, but has like all of the split screens of several doctor's lights
Sure.
available there, and you can see your doctor light like visibly relieved, and green streak is over her shoulder. Like, oh my god, it's just so stressed out.
Mhm.
A green streak just immediately says, "Where have you been this whole time?
How long is this whole time?
You've been gone a week with no check-in."
We've been gone 5 minutes.
Oh shit. Well, I'm not ready to not be mad.
Be mad at the evil fucking Ryan then.
Yes, fine.
Like,
He's just like stuck in a very big emotional place. Of, like,
I wanted to have a fight.
yeah, like I don't know what to do now.
that's like just I'm annoyed. I'm so annoyed. I'm more annoyed because the longer we're here, the more like your tooth analogy. It's
Uh-huh.
like when you have bitten your cheek.
Yeah, and you can't leave it alone.
So this pressure is just. And then
Um,
we have the intrusive thoughts that aren't normally an issue.
So as Dr. Montoya, it looks like they're like sweeping straw off of a very familiar looking transmission plate. The doctor's light on the screen are chiming in. They're like, okay, so can you describe, is the sensor pressure lessening at all? They're moving away at, probably around 20 miles an hour. It's dark. They're not able to ride at full speed, but, they should be, 50 miles away by now. So do you notice any difference from when you first arrived or the last time? They're like, like firing a lot of questions off. Not your Dr. Light. Your Dr. Light is kind of like, guys, shut up.
Yeah.
I have learned a little bit about peopling.
You know what? Fuck it all. Fuck off.
Okay.
And I just flip them all off. Not you, Dr. Light.
Dr. Light also like just flips off the screen.
But like, just shh.
Yep.
Do you have a first aid kit here?
She points at there is like not kegs, the little like mini kegs, right? There's like 12 of them lined up with like pull tabs, not pull tabs, like
Taps.
taps,
Yeah.
taps. Thank you. That you would like pull a pint, right? So it's like a bunch of little mini kegs, and she says, "Yeah, what are your symptoms?" She's like trying to prep this like transmission plate.
Never mind. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I just help Chainsaw over to somewhere where he can sit down, and I just
I'm imagining a couple of hay bales with a blanket on top of them and just lie me down and like the horse ride took the rest of it out of him.
Yeah.
And he just kind of passes out again.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm,
Well,
I am curious though, is it actually getting less or more intense in terms of pressure?
let's roll scrutiny.
I will. Now, I according to rules, I have to ask you if this is wiggly.
You can use wiggle dice on it. You have wiggle dice in sense?
I conditionally have it sometimes, and I have
Oh,
to ask
yes.
you.
Yes, you do for this because you are actually monitoring a sense, like a condition of your body.
3/8.
Yeah. You do not notice a difference.
Okay.
Now, you've been here for a few hours, and maybe it takes longer or more distance or whatever, but to you it feels the same, and you have a pretty good sense of how your body works. Better than anybody else would.
Yeah.
So...
Great. I don't tell them, but I do note it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're in the fuck off club.
I don't want to encourage a conversation right now,
Okay.
and I will tell them when I'm in my universe.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna make my note that Dr. Montoya is an alchemist.
Ooh. I love
yes.
that.
And there is, like, next to all those cakes, there's a whole series of, like, swirly glass, like coily bits and various fires burning and, bubbling away and all this kind of
The
stuff.
thing that I always try to check out in video games and then they don't let me interact with it.
Yes,
sucks.
yeah.
Yeah.
What, do you want to try and learn some alchemy?
Me, Sarah? Yes. Kit, probably not.
Okay.
Yes, as a player, am also like,
Gimme. Gimme. But I know
Sapna is
I know where
like,
Caduceus is right now.
Sapna is like, get me home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially
Get me
learning that it's been a
home
week.
tonight.
Yeah. All right. So at this point, we'll just move ahead to they prep the plate. You can only send one person through at a time, but they send Chainsaw first, and then the rest of you, everybody gets home, and we can move things forward. Anything else we need to resolve specifically that night?
When Chainsaw goes back through, is he still seeing the other universe?
Oh, he stopped seeing that anyway. Yeah,
He'd already
he
stopped,
was just seeing the woods after that initial thing that jogged him out of it.
Oh, my bad, I missed that.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I
It was
think
chaotic.
we all get back and go to our relative places, and I think Kid goes back to Green Lake that night because they've been gone for a week. So,
Sure. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Are you okay with now that you've told Heather about Caduceus?
Yes.
And is it okay that like Green Streak and Dr. Light know that Heather knows? Okay.
That's why Kit told
Okay.
Heather so that
So then they have been in
Things
touch
went
with
wrong.
Heather of
Yeah.
like, look, we're trying to find them. Like, this is complicated. Well, so also Heather was like there to drive you back to the city, if that's okay.
yeah,
Oh.
absolutely.
And it's perfect for all of you coming out together. And Heather like runs to Kit and embraces them.
That's great.
It's not awkward or anything.
It's actually not at this
Okay.
point.
Not right
okay.
now,
Not,
yeah.
not at this moment. Because however that works, like, if Sapna is there first, like, goes through first or comes through afterwards, it is like, go straight for where they know the first aid kit is in this universe.
Oh yeah.
And just, like, not engaging with anyone but that and our Dr.
Your
Light.
Dr. Light has like stim packs, like legit like nano medicine bullshit.
And then I'm going to also ask her, like, it's like, once again, like a child with their broken toy. Like, fix it. Tell me you can fix it.
I'm gonna have to reverse engineer it. Can you leave it with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're not going anywhere, right?
No.
Then
I'm never going through one of those. And all the Dr. Lights are like, fuck no, at the same time.
like, then I'll stay here with you, and you'll fix it, and we'll find him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, your room is here, so. Or if you'd rather sleep down here, I'm not using my cot right now if you don't want to go
That's
upstairs.
a little... No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah. I think
I can hear you just fine from up there.
I'm thinking that, I'm just like running that back through. Like, yeah, I think Dr. Light doesn't have like a sense of personal property issue. You know, like whatever her issues are, it's not like she also has a problem with picking up things that aren't hers. So it goes both ways. It's fair, but it's a little problematic.
Love that.
Okay. Chainsaw? What's your, end of that scene?
I think I just get put to bed
Yeah. Okay.
pretty much.
You're probably staying in the like mid-bay bed
Yeah.
that Dr.
And-
Light has.
Yeah, and I am definitely up too early the next day, and I have plans.
Okay.
Are we going to the next day,
I
or are we going to wait for a
I think
minute?
it's time. Oh, when you hug Heather
Mm-hmm.
as Kit, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna do this, and you can change it if you want.
Sure.
Heather's like hugs you, like, I'm so glad you're back. This is incredible. How are you taller? And you just now realize like the Kit you is like 4 inches taller than they were before.
6'2", baby.
So that's up to you if you're like, oh shit, I didn't come all the way back down.
Mm-hmm.
But that's,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you came out 6'2".
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to stay that way because you have control over your body.
Sure.
But
I always make my characters tall, and I made a concerted effort to make this one average, and you've talled my character, and we can't go back. We
Okay.
can't go back.
okay.
At least for now. I think Kit just realizes it and just goes, yeah, I'll figure that out later.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, just like containing all of that biokinetic power
Mhm.
is a lot.
I need more space for it.
Yeah. Okay. So then, what's your chainsaw is doing something in the morning?
Yeah, I think if somebody walked in, they would see me in front of all the panels, going like, "All right, well, I'm gonna need everybody to send me like any sort of police reports or disturbances or anything. I'm gonna go through them, and I'm like commanding everybody
Mm.
to send me all of their stuff, and I'm bugging the shit out of them because I am not happy about Brian's disappearance, and I'm determined to find him.
Okay. Yep. I think that is an okay place for us to time jump.
Absolutely.
All right. Over the next month, there is no indication of where the Bryans have gone. And within a week or so, the Doctor's Light are like, I don't think we're going to find anything. I just don't assume that means Chainsaw is like let up on looking.
No.
But there's not even been a lead.
Yeah, I think at some point they have made a feed for me
Yes. Yeah.
so that I don't have to be bugging the shit out of
Yeah,
them
I
all the
think
time.
you have news feeds from 7 different realities coming
Yeah.
to your device.
And it's like, I imagine like a bat computer wall sort of situation.
Sure.
And my beard is starting to grow back out. There is definitely a certain smell
Uh-huh.
that's going with this because he is obsessed.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
What's Sapna's month been like?
Sapna thinks it's fine because Dr. Light has so few personal boundaries anyway, but they have been keeping like an ear on Dr. Light for a
Oh.
month.
Yeah. So Dr. Light, within a couple weeks, is able to reconstruct what this thing was, but she was not able to figure out, like, it is capable of this huge band of frequencies. The thing she wasn't able to do was figure out what frequency it was tuned to. It's functioning, and if you could know what frequency Brian's on, you should be able to contact him. But it's a huge band of possibilities.
No. I am taking this. Teach me how to use it, to tune it.
Yeah. And she also remarks, like, if I had had this 6 months ago, like putting all the, like, you know, gesturing at all the Dr. Light windows, like, because she was trying to make a teleportation panel and it turned out to be a transdimensional panel, and like this one little transmitter would have like cracked the code. Like, oh, I wish I had this.
Does that mean in the meantime she also cracked teleportation?
No, teleportation's made up bullshit as far as she's concerned.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Like-
I misunderstood what
She's
the...
like, I can disassemble you and send all of your atoms across to anywhere that I want to. But when we put them back together, you'll be dead.
Yeah.
Because pulling you apart molecule by molecule is a terrible idea.
Yeah. That is possible. Sending you to another dimension is fine because it's not technically sending you anywhere. From her,
Like Wrinkle in Time.
yeah, like her explanation is like, you're not actually going anywhere, but like I am. Like, no. And there are humans with teleportation powers, but Dr. Light thought she could like figure out how that works, and all of the Doctors Light are stumped by this problem.
Oh, okay. Well, just teach me how to tune it, and I will...
Yeah, she like drops an app to your phone that you definitely can like turn it, you know, degree by degree, thousands of degrees to...
Sapna doesn't have that much patience. Sapna wishes they could be that hyper-focused and, like, obsessive, but they're not.
Yeah.
Like, maybe spends a day or half a day or whatever just, like, fiddling with it.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Light has an app running in the background on her computer that she doesn't tell you about that is like, half a degree, listen, half a degree, listen. And it's just like doing that, but it's going to take months, you know, like to go through every, you know, who knows if she lands on the right channel. So,
Yeah. So I think it's... Fine would be the wrong word, but okay. This is not a lead that is going to help me, and I can't be wasting time throwing my energy into something that is such a long shot.
yeah.
So I'm going to have to, like, I'm going to take this, and on the off chance, if Dr. Light can figure it out, if something else comes up, then I can immediately tune it to that frequency and get in touch with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Is it okay narratively if Dr. Light doesn't tell you about her app that's running in the background?
oh yeah.
Because she's learned the, like, don't give people false hope. You know, like, because in her mind, she's like, oh, well, I only have like a 72% chance of actually finding it, which in her mind is abysmal. But to somebody else, that sounds like hope. You know, like, she understands this at a, like, textbook level of, like, oh, I shouldn't tell them that because...
Oh, I'm totally good with that.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
that's such a... And it's for the best. Assuming that, you know, she doesn't want something up parked on her every moment of every day for the next however many months.
Yeah, because that's another thing that would happen. If she told you she was doing this, you would be checking in every day, maybe multiple times a day. Did you find it? Did you find it? Did you find it?
I would be in there and I'm like, make sure you set an audio signal so that it pings in a certain tune. You have to have it play this sound, and I can attune myself to this sound.
Yes, of course.
And then you would just have like a person eavesdropping on your shit forever.
Awesome.
So cool.
Like, I gotta soundproof this place.
Good luck.
It's like, yeah, that's not a thing.
And to address chat, it is indicative of the fact that there are not just 7 dimensions, right? There are 7 dimensions that were so similar to yours that there is a Dr. Light who was focused on what you were doing and is friends with at least some of you. Okay?
Yeah.
And it turns out in the background of one of those dimensions who I was like, oh yeah, there's people there, but you don't recognize them. One of them was one Hector Aguilar.
Hell yeah.
that we're going to learn more about right now.
Yay.
Anything we need to address in this month, or let's see, we know what you're doing. Oh yeah, what is Kit up to in this month?
I do have a question.
6'2" Kit.
6'2" Kit. How's Green Streak School going right now?
Well, it's not. It's going to be a summer camp,
Sure.
right? So right now it's nothing.
It's nothing. Okay, that helps.
He's going to do like a winter break camp, right? But it's like November now.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're gearing up for that. Rose is like putting up, like getting the word out there, and then suddenly there's too many applicants.
Sure.
There's like thousands of kids all over the world who are like, yes, please.
Please help. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
And because he's also providing all kinds of like financial aid, and like, so that's not going to be inhibition for anyone. Like Green Streak doesn't even understand how rich he is at this point. Rose is just like managing his money for him. He's not a billionaire, but like he's rich.
Yeah, he's up
Like, yeah. And is like Rose is scrambling to donate to his causes, right? Like, go, money, go, like escape.
Stop generating.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, that's helpful to know.
But like in a month, there's going to be kids coming to summer camp, but it's not like an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and also in the week that you were gone, it turns out the Greek superhero Perry showed up at the lodge and wanted to participate in Green Streak's mission.
Yeah.
And they had a whole like interview process, and you also have to understand you guys were 100% missing for 7 days.
No trace.
No, they were like, did they evaporate? Were they disintegrated? Are they pulled into another dimension? We don't know. And then suddenly you popped up on Dr. Montoya's radar.
Yeah.
How is the other dimension thing still secret with the heavy quotation marks?
Yes.
And what's Rise's
Rise
Stitch.
had Rise has not been implicated in anything.
yes.
Their CEO disappeared, and that actually has gotten them some public sentiment. In that it's so sad. This philanthropic CEO of this nonprofit organization,
The worst.
has gone to, and they've actually had like a flood of like
There is
good
only
publicity.
There is
Uh,
only range. As to what Kit has been up to, I think with the fact that the school hasn't really gotten going yet, or the summer camp / winter camp, they've been staying more at Green Lake. They'll come when they are needed or called, but I think they have gone back and begged not to lose their job as they were missing for a week, and have been trying to do their job. And
As a
as a doctor.
Okay.
The only thing that's like really changed, I think, is that Kit used to like go without sleeping when it was advantageous, but typically tried to get sleep as much as possible. They only sleep consistently once a week now.
Okay.
And I think that's for a myriad of reasons.
So if you want, there is the precedent in the rule book. There are certain types of powers like that aren't mission critical.
Sure.
Like I don't age, or I don't eat or drink, or I don't sleep, or whatever. It's indicated that would be like a 1-point power total, right? Like it doesn't have dice in it.
Sure.
If you wanted to take the sleepless power, that means like you're not tired all that. You just don't need to sleep
Sure.
anymore.
Maybe at some point. I don't want to be that powerful yet. I don't want to have that handle on it yet. But I think it's because when Kit goes to sleep, they wake up funky. And
Oh.
so that's a hassle.
Like
and
Bad dreams kind of funky, or
they do have a recurring dream, but the most thing that happens is that like they'll wake up and like an arm is bigger, or like there's a certain part of themselves that's changed in their sleep as a result of like a dream that they're having.
what of like
and
fun lottery
Yeah,
that you're
yeah.
having.
Exactly.
Oh my god, my spleen is huge today.
Yeah, just like really strange things happening in their sleep that they have to fix when they wake up, and it's just they don't want to do that every day.
Their
So,
hearts grew 3 sizes
Yeah.
that day.
literally.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
and they had that experience of seeing phase shift die through phase shift's own eyes, and they will occasionally re-experience that in a dream.
Mhm.
And so lowering those capabilities of that happening, the
Yeah.
possibility. Mm-hmm.
So you'd say like VR riding someone into their own death was like a pseudo traumatic
It might have been bad. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're working. They come in when they need to. They've had a little bit of a personality shift in that they almost seem a little ditzy. Is that the word for it? Not dissociated, but like focused on something else unless someone directly like addresses them, and then they pull themselves to you. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what's been going on.
Distracted.
Distracted.
Distracted, I think
Very
is a
good.
better word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Eli, I'm sorry that took longer.
No, that's
than
okay. It's great.
But we have so Hector has returned to Seattle, and just because I think this would be fun, you're reorienting yourself with Green Lake and like, yeah, this is nice, right? This is good, and you're kind of just chilling because you got like you're retired, right? So you actually have like some money in the bank and you're okay.
Yeah.
And you are, I don't know, walking around the lake. There's a whole little like 3-mile walking track. What would you be doing? Did you like get ice cream?
I feel like Sal's his best friend.
Oh, Sal is the
Ice cream guy.
Yeah, the ice cream guy
Yeah.
who freezes the lake every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also, I think, did we establish there was an elote cart, or is that just in my mind?
I mean, there's
there
gotta
are-
be one.
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't establish it, but they're definitely in
Dream
the
it,
low
you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
do it.
Okay,
Mhm.
great. It's not Sal's, but like,
Yeah.
so yeah, Sal's an old friend of yours, or maybe like a friend that you graduated with that's like his dad, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, stop and get some ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything crazy going on around here? How's the lake freezing going?
Well, look, May Day 6 months ago, you didn't hear about that?
I was sort of busy.
We were attacked
What?
on May Day. That just psychopath 2 times started firing into the crowd. Sniper from the sniper nest up on the building over there. It was so scary.
What happened to 2 times?
Well, they arrested him,
Mhm.
and he actually didn't kill anybody that day. So
Someone
Yep.
stop him?
that was a relief. Yeah. The I don't Green Streak, right?
Yeah.
Green Streak was here that day, and he's putting together a new team. So his new team was pretty instrumental that day.
And they took out 2 times, or Green Street took them out?
Well, I'm not totally. I think Green Streak took out the Flusher and Hammerhead, and then I think the new guys took out 2 times, and I think there was a 4th guy. 2 times was by himself. Okay.
He has this look like civilian names are weird.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the Flusher, hilarious. But he's trying not to
Yeah.
be like, because he knows like it was a traumatic event for Sal. But
Yeah,
he's,
you don't want to like laugh in his face.
Yeah,
Like,
but
that
he's
name is stupid.
like, that's kind of like my name.
So, as you're having this conversation at the ice cream shop, or did you like have an ice cream or something like? Then the bank across the street. So there's the lake, right, where the path goes all the way around. On the east side of the lake is Sal's ice cream shop, and there's like roads that come out of there. So just across the street from Sal's place is this like local credit union kind of thing, and the alarms go off.
Okay. He immediately turns around and goes, well, I guess I should be going.
Yep, and Sal is like reaching for the shutters, like fuck this.
He starts to move tactically from cover to cover,
Mm-hmm.
and he reaches for a gun that isn't there because he's used to it.
Yeah.
And then he's just trying to assess the situation as he approaches.
Yep. Why don't you roll?
Roll, assess the situation. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
wrong system.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's called
Situational awareness.
perception. Actually, yeah. That's
So am I using?
unless you want to use your power.
He'll use his power.
Okay. So
Go
you
big first. Yeah.
you can roll. Let's see. I have that here too. I just figured out I can have everyone's character sheets open in front of me all the time. So yeah, you're gonna roll 6 dice, and then add a wiggle die at the end. And I forget, Eli, you've played Wild Talents before?
I've listened to a whole season
that's
of it.
true. What a trooper. I don't know that we were the best teachers of the system.
It's a Jason game.
Yeah. I am actually following the rules, thank you.
I know what I'm saying. That's
All right,
Except
what,
for where we
rules of
don't.
Jason. Jason.
yes.
Hey.
What do you got over there?
Jason.
I got 3 7s.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So right away you can tell there are 3 people in the bank
Mm-hmm.
who have, well, you get a sense there's like 20 people in the bank, right?
Mhm.
17 of them are down on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You just have that sense from their, like, you're picking up their situational awareness, and you can't necessarily read their minds or anything,
Mhm.
but there's like 17 terrified people and 3 terrified, excited people.
Mhm.
And the 3 are, yeah, because you can hear kind of their internal monologues as they're talking to each
Mhm.
other, and you can hear like, okay, we got it all, we got to go, the timer's on,
Mhm.
and you know they're gonna like run for the door, and right out into, this is like middle of the day, broad daylight, and you know they're heading for the door.
Do they have harmful intent towards the people in the bank?
No, they're not aiming to hurt anyone.
Okay. The van. Can I tell where it is from their thoughts?
Yeah, it's like parked right out front.
Is there somebody in the van?
No. It's just like kind of parked. It's not parked in a no parking spot, but it's
Mhm.
parked with the lights, the flashers on, and
Like everybody, we're being polite.
yeah, it's we're making a delivery is what it looks like.
Mhm.
You know, like, hey, I'm dropping off napkins to the bank or whatever.
He's gonna approach stealthily to the van and try to get a view of the robbers.
Okay. As you get well, here, let's roll your stealth.
Okay.
Because that's fun too.
Sweet.
You got 7 dice. And I'm gonna roll a perception.
Ooh, pair of 7s.
Okay, let's see. Well, my pair of 1s nor pair of 6s beats that. So, yeah, you sneak over and you get a good look in the van, and you can sense, like, you can feel these people coming towards you, and you see the doors open, but you can't see anybody. So they must be invisible.
Mm-hmm. Is the van unlocked?
Yeah. Keys are in it.
Do I know? Can I hear a response yet?
Of what?
Whatever the
Of
community-
sirens? Yeah,
Yeah.
the community safety.
Yeah.
The bank bells, alarm just went off like a minute ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say not yet. And most people don't have enough of a potent power to do something about even like a rank 5
Mm-hmm.
criminal.
Because I think Hector's idea is not to get bloody.
You can fight them without drawing blood. You can try to knock them out.
Well, yeah, that too, but
Yeah.
he's trying to avoid innocent people getting shot too, because bullets don't stop at the
Yeah,
first thing they
that
hit.
is true. Yeah.
Does he get a sense that? I don't know how long does it take combat round wise. Like, who is it? A power or technology that's making him invisible?
You can feel who it is. Like one of them is concentrating super hard on
Okay.
making the three of them invisible.
Okay. He's gonna get in the van and take the keys and make himself invisible to them.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's a new roll. That's a new roll. You're gonna blank yourself. You're gonna stay in the van and keep the keys on you.
Mhm.
Okay.
So is that the 6 and a wild die?
Yeah.
Uh,
Wiggle die.
that too. Wild talents. Wiggle die. Pair tens.
Wild die would have made more sense
Yeah.
for the name of the
Cool.
game, and like
Yeah.
a wild card is like whatever you want it to be.
Mm-hmm. Let's ride him angrily.
Yeah, I mean,
Fix your system.
but that is also
Many
very
years
Savage Worlds.
Yes, I would.
You got the wild die and the wild card.
Oh.
PCs. Yeah.
I don't know when this came out. in
Yeah,
comparison
I'm
to
not
that.
really sure it matters either.
Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, so yeah, you grab the keys. You what was your total?
It would pair tens.
Okay, so I am just gonna roll a passive perception because they're not looking for you. Yeah, they would have had to get 3 10s on 5 dice, so that was pretty unlikely. They get to the van, and you see like passenger door, driver door, rear door, right? So they're like, I assume you're kind of like in the middle,
Yeah.
right? It's not like a minivan; it's like a the like delivery van kind of thing.
Like a box van.
Yeah, box van. So they, they've come in all 3 entryways, and the person in the front, this masculine voice, is like, you see the visor flip down, and he's like, "What'd you do with the keys? You were supposed to leave the keys in." And the person in the passenger seat is like, "I left the keys in there. Like, what did you do with them? Where did they go? How? Blah blah blah." All this kind of stuff. And the person in the back says, "Guys, we gotta go. I don't know how much longer I could keep this up." And you can kind of feel it doesn't. And it applies to you because it applies to everything but the van is also starting to turn invisible, right? And that kind of includes you.
Right.
They don't mean it, but they mean to because they don't know you're there. But
Right.
they're just like, take this, make everything invisible. Bend the light around it is probably what they're trying to do. You can feel. Oh, and when they do that, as soon as the van starts to like really be invisible. All of you inside become the 3 people become visible, right? So there's a man in the driver's seat, a woman in the passenger seat, and another woman in the back who is the invisibility wizard. What's that?
Invisiwiz.
Yes,
I was thinking,
Exactly.
in wizard, invisible.
You're invisible.
That's her superhero name.
Sounds a little
Super
like
villain
she
name.
can't pee.
That's unwizable.
It's a
Obviously,
completely different hero.
yeah.
That's definitely a villain.
Yeah, no, that's like my rank 0 power is I never have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, cool.
Sure.
You'll make it through every movie.
And like great to go on road trips with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except
unless they're
everyone.
driving and they're like, "Oh, really again?"
Yeah, like,
bodily
you gotta
functions are
stop
messy.
again. What is wrong with you? Is that normal? All right. So yeah, you are in there, and these 3 people are just like, and actually they look. If these 3 people aren't related, like, you'd lose a bet. Like they really look similar.
Okay.
They're not like triplets, but
Right.
well, yeah.
I think his next action would be to tell the person controlling the invisibility to give me your gun, stop and lay down.
Okay, so you're gonna. Oh, you're just invisible to them.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So you're telling the invisible power to give me your gun and surrender, right?
But he wants to do it non-verbally.
Oh, just like in her mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that wouldn't necessarily reveal where you are.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's fine. We don't even have to roll for that.
Okay.
You're a telepath with a lot of dice.
Mm-hmm.
And no one is like opposing what you're doing, right? Yeah. So she freaks out, draws her gun, and is like wildly waving it around. And the other two are like, "What the fuck, Cass? What are you doing?" Like, they've stopped looking for the keys, and they're like, "What?" Like everyone's kind of freaking out. Like, it's a little bit chaos. So at this point, we're gonna do an initiative round.
Okay.
What is your sense score?
My sense is 5 billion.
That's
So
a lot of
many.
dice.
Where's that at?
Top
It's one of
left.
your attributes.
Sense is 4D.
Okay, you'll be declaring last,
did
which
it.
is good. So Cass is going to do an active scrutiny roll to figure out who's talking to her.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to multi-action. She's going to try to figure out where that person is and shoot them.
Okay.
The driver is declaring he's going to tackle Cass because something made her lose her mind.
Mm-hmm.
And the passenger is going to get in the driver's seat and start driving. That's their declared. So what do you want to declare?
He wants to be able to. This is what I thought. What is in his mind space? He would get a gun, and then get them to give up. Right.
Yeah.
So I guess his initial reaction would be to, if she had a rifle or some other weapon, that he would take that.
They've all got like pistols.
Or like if she had a weapon that she put down, but she's holding it.
Yeah.
So he's gonna try to.
I mean, you can make the roll again if you want to like force her to drop her weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll make that an official combat turn.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he's really trying not to get anybody killed.
Yeah, I get it. All right, so I'm gonna roll my reduced multi-action thing, which is not good enough to do both things. So she's just gonna try to find where that's coming from. So I need you to make what was your
The Speederman sense.
the telepathy roll to hide yourself from them? You had 10s for that?
I have an attack, the useful, and then defense.
No, but when you rolled it a minute ago to you were making yourself
Oh, 6
invisible.
and 1 wild die?
Yeah, you rolled it before. And do you remember
Or-
what you rolled?
Oh, it was a pair of 7s, I think.
Okay, I thought so because I just got a pair of 7s. So but she doesn't have the additional match to be able to attack.
Mhm.
So what you see is she turns and she's looking right at you and like
Mhm.
pointing her gun at you.
Okay.
And she's like, "How did you? Who are you? What the fuck?" Like, so
Mhm.
she knows you're there, right? Then the guy from the driver's seat tackles her. I'm just gonna do a luck die to see if her gun goes off. This is a terrible idea for him to do. No, gun does not go off. Then he is. Oh, I actually have to like roll his tackle. Yeah, 2s. He succeeds at that. And then we're gonna have a driving roll, which is
How does he start the car?
Yeah, how's her
Keys
gonna? I have the keys.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going room.
It's a push to
It was
start.
much
Maybe,
as to start.
It's a car still. And since the keys are there, you're fine.
No, I'm just gonna do this
Hotwire?
because it's fun. The gal who hopped over from the passenger seat slams her hand on the like steering column, and there's a zap, and the car starts.
Oh, sweet.
Oh yeah.
It just also like there's all this smoking,
Mhm.
like that shit's fried.
It's not good for the car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
you shouldn't
the-
start your car this way.
Then the car comes visible again.
Yeah. The van is visible. Everything's visible. The other two can't see you.
Mm-hmm.
So Cassie has lost her mind from their point of view. Right?
Right.
It's just like pointing her gun basically at the driver, as far as they could tell. But the former driver has tackled her inside the van, and the new driver is the van like like pulls out of the way, kind of rattles you all around. I'm gonna have you do a coordination check, like a dodge to keep your feet, or athletics. You can pick dodge or athletics. Okay.
Oh man, pair of 5s.
Okay, that's great. You stay on your feet. Cassie and this other guy are already tackled on the floor. They don't have to roll. The driver is in the driver's seat. Then knows what was about to happen. So, yeah, the van is speeding away. What do you want to do? Well, actually, I have to declare first. So, Cassie is trying to convince this guy. Turns out his name is Vince. Not Vincent. That's the first
Very
name that
different.
popped in my head. Different guy.
'Cause Vince.
Yeah.
Right.
Cassie is arguing with Vince, get him to pay attention to the guy who appeared in the truck with them. Vince is trying to get her gun away. And the person driving is declaring a drive check to go fast. What do you want to do?
So what are the state of the weapons in the car?
Cassie still has her gun. Vince has his gun like in the back of his pants. And it's like has Cassie's hands like trying to control where the gun is pointing. I think I'm also just gonna say like she didn't hit anybody, but a shot did go off like through the roof.
Okay.
So everybody's ears are ringing. That sucks. If you've been around actual firearms, like that sucks a
fun.
lot in this tiny space. Yeah, you don't know if the driver has a gun. So probably because everybody else does, but
Kids, don't tuck your guns in the back of your pants.
nope.
Yeah.
And not in the front of your pants either.
Mm.
Keep your guns away from your pants.
Yeah.
Is there a way for him to get Vince's weapon?
Oh yeah, easily. I wouldn't even make you roll.
Okay.
He doesn't know you're there, and it's not secured to his body very well.
Okay. Would that be a multi-action?
Yeah, if you want to grab it, and then what?
Would it be each of them if I wanted to tell them all just a straight stop?
No. We would make one roll of your telepathy power, I assume.
Yeah.
To like just get everybody to stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
Then, and we could interpret the driver would mean stop the van
Right.
instead of stop driving. So the yes, Chad, I am trying to indicate that these are not the most sophisticated criminals to have ever crimed. But
They're just a desperate family on the lam, see?
so yeah, it would be your telepathy power minus one loose die because you're multi-actioning to get
Okay.
his gun. And then that would also release the invisibility that you have.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And I still keep my wiggle wild die.
Yeah.
Triple sevens.
Wiggle dice are the last thing to come out for penalty. So
Okay, I read that.
hold on. So Vince and Cassie tie.
Good job.
Shut up.
Good job, Paul.
Roll again. Vince.
Rollies.
Pair of threes. Cassie. Pair of tens. Okay. So Cassie,
What's better at this point? Triple sevens or double tens?
triple. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you want to go first.
Okay.
So you grab the gun, and I'm gonna say like a little bit simultaneously. Cassie like rips out of Vince's grip, like rolls, slams him against the inside of the van, is like, "You're being mind controlled," and all that happens, and then you just order everyone to stop
Yeah.
with triple sevens. Everyone gets a stability check with mind control.
Okay.
So even though they're just goons, everyone gets a stability check, and they have to beat your triple sevens, which is very unlikely. Nope. And driver, nope.
Yeah, I didn't get Jason.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's 8 10s. I don't know how I did that on 3 dice.
So yeah, the driver very woodenly like brings the van to a stop.
Mm-hmm.
Vince, you know, and Cassie both just like stop what they're doing and lay still.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're able to talk, right? They're not
Yeah.
like paralyzed or something.
Mm-hmm.
So they can all see you now.
Right.
They're, who are you, man? What the fuck? Why do you care? The bank's insured.
No, life of crime isn't anything you should be doing. What are you doing, man? You're making people scared. You're putting other people in danger. The gun went off. And you don't even know where the bullet went. What are you guys doing? And he's going around and picking up the guns and just like disassembling them.
Yeah. So we can fast forward the rest of it.
Yeah.
Like the community safety shows up and takes these guys into custody and, you know, thanks you for your intervention.
Mhm.
They also ask if you have a superhero name that you want to be identified as or,
He's like, it's
Citizen.
currently under review.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you want your civilian identity used? So they have to put something in the police report. In the
He's like begrudgingly like, Mr. Thought.
oh, that sounds familiar. I'm like, okay. And it's got to be our friend from the, like,
Oh, the drama guy?
yeah, the drama guy. Does have an engagement ring on,
Oh.
Scored him.
which the audience loves. You don't know
Amir?
this guy from Adam, but like,
Amir?
Right.
Yeah, something like that.
Amir, yes,
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm
He's
pretty
a
sure.
mirror now.
Or Ahmed, I think it was Ahmed,
Mm.
You continue on.
but Amir's a better name.
It's in my
Mm.
notes that I don't have on me. I've switched
Okay.
to paper.
Mine are in my bag.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, so Mr. Thought is added to the police report.
Yeah, and he's just like
Um,
stupid.
That's all right. I mean, that is a legal entity, right?
Right,
Like
right,
your
yeah.
your superhero name is registered. Yeah. So you are protected.
And I think it's like he got. It was when he was like sort of he was in school in the military, like just doing a bunch of stuff, and he wasn't just like a predatory like
yeah.
superhero agency.
Hey, we'll register you for a discount.
Yeah.
We have many names available.
Yeah.
Right. Free for veterans.
We'll
Yeah.
only make you pay $300.
Yeah. To change it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it says something about me that like in this world of superheroes, the thing I'm most intrigued by is the like legal ramifications and like configurations of what your secret identity consists of.
Very
And
good.
there's something wrong with me.
Or something very, very right.
Well, that's remains to be seen.
It was Ahmed.
It was Ahmed.
Nice.
Let's go with Amir. Amir's a better name.
It's a good name.
It's like rolls.
Ahmed's also a good
Yeah,
name.
Ahmed's
Mhm.
good,
Yeah.
but I guess there's no need to change it. It's Ahmed.
We could have another Amir. It's fine.
No,
A
that's
good
it's
name for
Ahmed.
the future.
Amir on deck.
Yeah. Maybe that's the fiance. Ahmed and Amir.
Oh my God, that's really cute.
I had two friends who were married, and it was Aaron and Aaron. So
Oh.
Yeah, Jordan and Jordan dated in college.
mhm.
That was both friends of mine. Yep. What are you gonna do? Can't control what you fall for sometimes.
Mhm.
All right. We'll jump forward a little bit here
Mhm.
as well. You're settling back in. You've been in the news a little bit. I think you definitely know who Green Streak is.
Mhm.
You might not know the Stem and Thorn PR firm
Right.
that has grown up
Well, he would
around.
know of him because he'd be like, I need somebody like that to change
Yeah.
my identity.
Yeah. So it might be that you're like, I guess I could they're local at least. Like maybe
Yeah.
I should go talk to them or something. I think that'd be good. Like you go in to talk to them and you have also gone to visit Rose at the
yeah.
office for some reason.
Mhm.
Oh, I think they're celebrating and they asked you out
Oh.
Mm,
to go like, hey, we're going to go like have a big night tonight and I need a date.
okay.
Right. And
Yeah.
they're still like real clear about their like sort of a romantic situation, but like,
Mm-hmm.
it's also fun to hang out.
It's fun to
And-
bring someone sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you need a +1.
Yeah. And probably like do a sex later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Casually.
Yeah. That's what like their intentions are clear.
Mm-hmm.
But you show up at the office, probably end of the day, getting close to the end of the day, and you see this guy who was going through training. You see fucking Alpha Patriot walk in.
Only instead of 20, I'm 40.
Yeah.
Or 45.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
Instead of, wait, hold on. I think I need to be
It's
a
like-
little bit older.
Well, it's like 15 years later, I think.
So he would
For
be, I
everyone,
would
right?
think he'd be,
Or no, it was 20 years ago, Powers showed up.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it was that first year, it'd be like a little less than 20 years. And you could have joined the army
right
anywhere.
out of high school.
Yeah. So, yeah, it works.
Okay, yeah.
Works.
So, what's the scene?
Sergeant Mac? Wait, were you a sergeant?
That's not a. I want to say I had a.
Or were you enlisted, or?
No, I wasn't in the military.
I think they had
But-
given you like a captain.
They gave me
rank or
like
something.
they gave me like an honorary like
Yeah.
title
Yeah.
because I was training people.
And you were in charge of personnel, so like,
Mhm.
yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Captain Mac?
Like, oh wow, that's
Hector. Hector.
Hector.
Aguilar?
Yeah.
We trained.
Yeah. Wow, I haven't
Brad?
heard. I'm in called Captain. Like,
How would he know about the Mechanist thing?
Yeah, that was really big news.
And then the original Mechanist, right?
I mean, that
and
was
Citadel
and
and
Citadel,
Mhm.
yeah.
yeah, that was all big news.
Would he know that he got Citadel?
No, because nobody knows who Citadel really was, and Citadel
Okay.
just
Took
was.
care of him quietly at home.
buried him in the backyard.
Yeah, Citadel was a Frank McKenzie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and he showed up at the lodge and got buried out back.
We sent
Oh no, we sent him back to his dimension. Yes. So, yes, so
his
the,
body
the
anyway.
demise of Citadel is unknown outside of the
Mhm.
lodge. The rest of it is all public.
So would he think that him defeating the Mechanist would be he got the comeuppance on the team?
I
Or
think
for his
so.
team?
Yeah. I mean, that was a big loss for the team that the
Right.
Mechanist got away and was never found.
Mm-hmm.
So when he showed up with his son,
Mhm.
Mechanist and son of Mechanist.
Little Bolt.
Hey man, like, I just want to thank you for everything you did for me. Like, you taught us all a lot in a time where, a lot of crazy shit was going on.
yeah. Like, where did they send you?
Yes, places.
Yeah. Places.
Places, capital P.
No, it's actually just redacted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What are you doing here?
I just actually retired.
Hey, all right. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Also, it would probably be memorable. I don't know if Frank would immediately remember what someone's superpower was, but the fact that Hector is a telepath,
Mhm.
it was like they were already trying to recruit telepaths into the system because they knew how that could go. So it's pretty. I think it might stick out in your memory and that the fact that he's not in the justice system now. Like, you could go and become a judge.
Mhm.
You could just sign up and be like, "Hello, I would like to be."
Yeah, he's
court-"
actively like, if
Yeah.
somebody called, block.
Yeah, or a representative, right?
Mhm.
Like you could become like the equivalent of a lawyer or a
Mhm.
judge with like a phone call. They would like immediately, and you would make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Doing that.
He's definitely blocking any kind of call or
Okay.
attempt to
Yeah.
try to get him to do that.
You
that's fine.
you managed to stay out of the justice system.
Yeah, man, with every ounce of being that I have.
Fucking good for you, man.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's as good as they say it is, but whatever.
Feels intrusive.
Definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing here? You doing some work in your retirement?
I mean, some things have kind of popped up and I, dealt with it. It felt like something I should do. But, it might be something I'm definitely looking into, but I need to talk to somebody because, the superhero names.com didn't really work out for me.
Thank you for that.
Not here.
Oh, you're not down any willpower, are you?
No.
God damn it. Everyone gain a willpower if you can for hearing that.
I guess it's been a month. How many?
Oh, we have to reset willpower. Yeah, never mind.
Just take that imaginary willpower, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because I can
Take
see
a
him.
thread.
With a little bit of time passing, I'm going to be more strict with it, but a month is like, unless you've been really fucking up
Mm-hmm.
all month, like, yeah. What's that? Okay.
You were like the thought man or something.
Thoughtbot.
That whatever, man. I just need to get it off my record.
Right.
I already gave it post my career, and I hate it.
Yeah, it's bad. What? Yeah, I'm not a Patriot anymore either. That's
Oh,
no.
you're Sentinel, right?
Sentinel. Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
Thanks. I like that one. What do you think about changing it to?
I don't fucking know, man. That's why I need a specialist.
Well, Rose is the best.
You got an in?
Yeah.
Figuratively speaking. That's a sex joke.
I'm sorry.
I got an in. Introduce you. What are you doing with your retirement?
Graduated high school, and she said I'm being a luchadora, so just helping her out with that. And
Is she like tough, like the superpower strong?
I think she's probably like a 3,
Okay,
like a 3 body.
sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there's but it's like a weight class, but for powers, right? Like,
yeah, but she's like more like, because it's choreographed. Like you could be whatever.
sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think she's pretty slight. Like she's not like Swole Patrol.
Sure, like a Jessica Jones kind of like.
What was it? I can't remember her name. The lead in Agents of Shield,
Oh,
Chloe something.
yeah.
Like I think more
More like that.
slight like that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Because he's like 5'10". He's not like the tallest guy.
Sure.
It would have been the same height.
Just indescribably small, 5'10".
Yeah.
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 Okay.
But yeah, he says, if you have anything, it'd be appreciated. I'm still kind of going to a lot of concerts, just kind of hanging out. Really don't have anything super to do.
Chloe Bennett.
Yeah.
Chloe Bennett.
Or
I've
Bennett.
been working with some people. We've been checking up with Green Streak. If you want to come out,
How's Green Streak?
he's fucking cooler than shit, man.
That seems weird. All right.
He's so smooth.
Was he like kind of a cheesy figure to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that like he knows that Sergeant Mac is legit.
Oh
like
yeah.
he thinks like there's a certain weirdness to like some of the, like the more
The celebrity superheroes.
These
Yeah.
young
Yeah.
superheroes.
He's young and he was an ice skater.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Figure skaters.
Figure skaters,
specifically. Yeah.
Yeah. But he thinks like the whole like because he gave his life for service and he thinks like the whole I'm a millionaire superhero
Sure.
is
yeah.
a little bit weird.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
You should come out to the compound, though. I could introduce you to Caduceus, Silent Scream, if he's up to it.
Hey.
I mean, I'm he. Yeah.
They.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can
Yeah.
It's changed.
He goes, all right, man. Like, here's my number. And
All right, cool. Yeah, here's mine.
And I think you probably don't get an appointment with Rose, but like one of the
Right, one of the
new
lackeys.
agents. Yeah.
Well, if they come out, I'll introduce them.
Okay. Yeah. Rose comes out to like meet you because
Yeah.
you're leaving.
Mhm.
Because Rose doesn't work after 4 p.m. Gross.
I mean, come on. Yeah, I agree.
Perfect to me.
What's that?
They're perfect to me. They're perfect to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, you get to meet Rose Thorn, half of Stem and Thorn.
I feel like he's awkward, sort of, because he's still not used to like civilian life.
Sure.
Kind of like it's like I need to be nice to this person,
Yeah,
sort of, or
That-
less.
I don't know if it helps. Like Rose is not a celebrity, has like made sure that they're not a celebrity.
Okay, okay.
So you would probably know who they are just because
The power of
they're running one of the biggest, like,
Right.
well, one of the newest PR, like very successful PR firms. And so the name probably floats around, but it's not like they're all over red carpets
Right, right.
and that kind of stuff because they actively avoid those.
Mhm.
So, and they're quietly wealthy, I guess.
Mhm.
They're not just
Right.
fully blinged out. So that's part of it.
Okay.
But yeah, they're like, oh, right. Mr. Yeah. Well, Mr. Aguilar, it's nice to meet you. We do have somebody lined up to help you with your case, and we're gonna get that sorted out for you.
Yeah, I looked into it a couple times. There's like a lot of mumbo jumbo, like legal stuff. I don't know, it's weird.
It's what we do. Don't worry.
Awesome.
It is time for us to all remember how our characters knew Hector Aguilar.
And how are we gonna do that?
We're going
Gold
to use
Annie award winning.
gold medal, any award-winning game aid non-digital
Analog.
Dakuma by
Excuse
Decuma.
me.
Decuma. The R&D for your RPG made available by Golden Lasso Games at goldenlassogames.com/Decuma. That's DECUMA. And that is us just heaping praise on our friend Kimi
Yeah.
because
I'm sorry, our friend, New Jersey Web Fest nominated
yes,
Kimmy.
yes,
Uh-huh.
because she kicks ass.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
that's that.
There's no denying it.
I'm gonna leave our location and big picture cards off to the side because I'm really interested in how we all know each other.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just gonna I'm gonna give each of you one card
Sure.
and give Hector 3.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out for you to use all 3, it's fine. Maybe you don't know everybody equally, but there are lots of ways. Oh, right. /pages/Decuma. Or just go to goldenlassogames.com. If Hector doesn't know everybody equally, that's fine. But this could also represent, I would love to maybe fast forward again, even like get us into December, and we know
Sure.
the winter camp is coming, and also it's just winter in Seattle. That's kind of
And
fun.
that means we could have a holiday episode.
Yes,
Ching,
yes,
ching, ching, ching.
and a sauna episode
Mm-hmm.
because it's cold in Seattle, and there are saunas.
Sounds.
You just want to make our ship sexy.
Yeah.
Make it sexy.
Was I unclear about that? Was I unqueer about that? Because I can.
Listen,
I can be clearer.
I'm co-founder of a Twitch channel called Total Party Kiss, so I'm here all the time.
Yes.
I'm always at this level.
Okay, so we get one for you.
Chat's so right. Is
One
Santa
for you.
Claus a pinnacle?
That would only be if we had historical superpowers.
Hmm.
Superpowers have only been around for 20 years.
I mean,
so
somebody could have took the mantle.
I'm sure there are people who are enjoying that, but
Mine,
immediately
I might
no.
need to switch out because this has to do with this is a card I would use for Brian.
Well, let's
So,
ease
sure, we'll
into
keep it for now.
Let's ease
Yeah.
into it. Hector, why don't you flip your first card for us?
My first card says you did something to help blank get ahead. What did you do?
Ooh, help someone get ahead. Okay, now I think we were saying you probably went to high school with Sapna.
Mm-hmm.
Few years ahead.
Yep. And then you were maybe pretty unaware of Kit's progress, right? Kit's like 28.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're also much older than his daughter, right?
Yes.
Your daughter's like 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's fine. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, so how we fit Kit in is fine.
I think Hector wasn't the greatest of students. That's why he didn't go to a college straight off the bat.
Yep.
I think he had a lot of misunderstanding when it came to schooling. They weren't really understanding of where his strengths were. So I think he got in trouble a lot and had to develop a certain set of skills.
Yeah.
And I think,
Those skills were cheating.
yes. And I think he and Sapna, they probably were a tag team at some point.
Sapna cheated in high school?
We don't see it as cheating.
You have to work the system
Leverage
because otherwise
certain
the
opportunities.
otherwise the system will work you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Leverage certain opportunities to your advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, seriously, like this makes perfect sense to me because we had like that was our circle in
Yeah.
high school that transcended grades
Yes.
because it has to.
Yeah.
What's fun there too is, you graduated high school. 2 years later, you're a junior. You're in the army. Powers show up. Like, I don't know. That's just such an interesting life barrier, or like transition point of you already had the like, oh, my friend went off to the army. Like, oh man, we don't get to talk that much. Blah blah blah. Right. And that was 2003 that Powers showed up. Right. So it's not full on internet connectivity at that point. So
Just shitty websites.
yeah, shitty websites, not really fully functional. I mean, MySpace was
It's not
going.
even really killing it yet. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's
Really,
more like 2005, 2006.
like-
I want to say that
Oh.
live journal era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Friendster. That's old people.
Yeah, Friendster
we
was
used to
great.
meet up and like play like Dark Age of Camelot together, like online, like kept it up that way. But then, like as I graduated and you got more into, like, bought into all of that, like slowly. Also, Dark Age of Camelot went.
Yeah. But also, you were an adult, like traveling the world and doing what you had to do, and you're still a kid to some degree. There's a big barrier there. Okay, so how did you help them get ahead?
Will we do something as easy as stealing grades?
I think you have gateway. It's there's gateway crime, so yes.
Yeah. I mean, that says
Test
a lot.
answers.
You know what? Yeah, it's like not even that there's like answer sheets, but we stole copies of tests ahead of time so we knew what was coming.
And we sold them.
I mean, if you have them and you don't sell them, that's irresponsible.
I mean, people could afford it. We gave
Providing a
it.
service.
We gave it to the people who couldn't afford it.
Okay. Yeah, there was a sliding scale.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like bartered.
Sure. All right. That's great. Let's actually, I want to do all of Hector's.
Okay.
And then let's see what everybody else got.
I do need a new card then.
Oh, okay.
This one no longer really works.
The lack of ambition in blank frustrates you.
Oh, lack of ambition. Can't really be Kit. It'd be hard to describe that as anti-ambitious.
Known around the world for caring too much.
Or maybe not caring enough.
Now, like, Frank has certainly turned a new leaf recently, but I mean, maybe you have opinions about the last, 10 years or so that Frank was.
Is it good for you?
Disappeared. Yeah.
Because I think, again, back to his, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it, his call to duty.
Yeah. Duty.
Yeah, duty. It's just something you don't, like, he feels that you don't turn your back on, right? Like, no matter how bad the situations are, no matter what happens, like, you just pick yourself up and move forward. And
Yeah.
I think that,
And I did not.
right. And I think there may be some sort of sense of, like, I don't know about ownership would probably be too strong of a word, but, like, he wishes that you could have been kind of like in his family because that's kind of like what they do, which sometimes isn't the healthiest either, but like, that whole pick yourself up and move on thing. I do think that the whole idea of him getting his cup up, removing the chess piece of the mechanist off the table would be something like a good notch in Hector's book, because it's like, dude, you righted your wrong. So I don't know if that would maybe undercut that a little bit.
Well, no, but in your mind, Frank has some work to do to make up for this lack of ambition.
Right.
You know, I think that's okay.
Okay.
That work for you, Enge?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Writing it down.
Okay. Great. And what's your third one, which presumably will be aimed at Kit?
We'll find out.
I love choosing before I read it.
I know.
This one kind of doesn't make sense.
What's the other one? What about flipped?
You have a strong connection with blank, and it grows every day. Why?
Yeah, I don't know if we can really
Yeah.
go with that. All right.
New card.
Here, take the one Pooja gave back. I don't know what it says.
It's the one about knowing someone before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
What the other place?
that's fine.
Oh yeah.
It's
I
They're
get
simple.
to be difficult.
and to be clear, this is not a flaw of Decima. It's a little. It's always tricky getting a new player into an established
Yeah.
group, and so
Mhm.
Yeah.
there is no system that will make that seamless.
No, but this makes it so
It's also because we
great.
created a bunch of lore around Hector, like, kind of just prior to this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So, have we been teaming yet? Are we tag teaming? Yeah. I joined the
Yeah, I
group?
think if it's been a month and we're talking about getting Perry on the scene and you know all this kind of stuff. By the way, Perry only can screech and so uses ASL. So you all can tell me how much you do or don't understand ASL.
Mhm.
That's so good.
Because he can hear fine, but like
Mhm.
can't make mouth words.
Vocal cords don't work
I
right.
think that this is something that Sapna is super into learning.
Okay.
For a number of reasons. But yes, like,
Yeah.
Sapna has made a concerted effort to, even though they didn't know ASL before, to devote themselves to learning as quickly and well as possible.
Sure. Okay. Cool. Yeah, if people want to put like, I don't know if we have to spend points on it, but you can tell me how
Yeah.
kind of accessible that is for you. But anyway, what do you?
It says blank makes you think of things in a way you never have before.
Oh,
What have you started to question?
well, that's interesting because
Such a good one.
like Kit is devoted and like over ambitious,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
but
In different ways though, in
Yeah.
like non-superhero related ways. Yeah.
so
So that
what?
could be part of it.
What can you think of anything that would challenge Hector? Or Hector, do you have something in mind already?
I think there's a parallel between biokinetics and telepathy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the two sides of the same coin, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
The body, you know, mind and body.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that Kit did when they first met you, like just give you a soft warning about
Mm-hmm.
prodding into their mind.
Mhm.
And there can be a decision of like how much that has or hasn't happened. Just because they were like, it might not be an enjoyable experience for you because of the way that I see and experience the world. So maybe you took a look and it was overwhelming and freaky. I don't know.
Well, one thing I want to establish, and I'd already talked to Eli about this,
Yeah.
that Hector has a clear sense of boundaries.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
because that can get, like,
Oh,
telepathy
100%.
can get icky real quick.
Mhm.
So, you know, we had
real
talked about that ahead of
Mhm.
time. So, wait, what'd you say?
Icky real quickie.
Sometimes it pays to have the
I
headphones
think-
on.
Because we could both have been Death Riders.
Oh, that's true. You could have heard it in your own way.
Mm-hmm.
And not had any idea for what it is.
Right.
But if you've heard been in somebody's head when they died,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah,
Which I would imagine you have been.
that's tight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love that.
That's a great link. And then what's the phrasing of the card again?
Makes you think things in a new way you never have before.
Yeah. And
What
so
is-
maybe you both have theories as to why there's a sound at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like why there's any kind of tactile experience with,
Mhm.
you know, being on board with someone's death.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
spooky.
Because a little window into some of his stuff, it was that he was never really the fighter guy because he's not a body guy.
Yeah.
So he had to do things to like sort of manipulate people to get him in a certain position. So he may have had to have had something happen
Yeah.
where that occurred.
Mm-hmm. Where he was
Like,
in there.
Come out to
when
the
it happened.
balcony and then
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, and I think maybe finding out that you experienced that, Kit would bring you into their understanding of it, like try to isolate it in their mind for you to experience it so that it was not too much when you went in there and like gave you the perspective that they had.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that a lot.
That feels like a good link.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for like the characters who knew each other the least
Yeah.
have this huge thing in common. It's really juicy. I love that.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Kit's card.
Sure. So my card is either when you need advice, you always go to blank, or when they need advice, blank always comes to you. I initially had Kit having a little bit of a rift right now because they usually went to Brian to talk things through. But I think that this card could work in that it's not always goes to, but there have been a few situations because of this link where Kit has just like come and been like describing a situation, maybe in like the third person, being like, I've had this friend who's dealing with this. What do you think about that? Almost like a testing the waters of your opinions.
Yeah.
If that sounds good.
Yeah. I think a lot of his thing, he would definitely reciprocate it and say, you know, like you're just doing the best you can sort of a thing. Like you've been put in an impossible position a lot of the times and you're just making the best decisions you can at the time. And that's okay.
Cool.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed, so there's,
Your friend has been making.
Your friend's been making.
I don't want to generalize about all veterans, but like there are vets in my family, and I have had friends who were in the service, and something I have noticed more often than not is regardless of their own approach to trauma and therapy, they almost always can acknowledge that people who are not trained for the military have a distinct disadvantage in a traumatic situation in a compassionate way, right? They're like, yeah, you weren't trained for that. Of course it sucks. You should get therapy. Like, okay, you should also get therapy. But like, so that's not always been
Take your own
consistent.
advice.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I mean, does that ring true at
'Cause
all?
I think like a lot of his direction would be to like, hey, just give yourself some grace.
Yeah, like you did not go through military school or
Not
boot
even that.
camp,
It's
right?
like who prepares you for what the fuck just happened.
Yeah. There's no preparation
Yeah.
for some of that. That's
That's
great.
good for me.
How many dice do you
Single
have?
Sexy tear goes down my face. How many dice do I
And then
want?
drips down to the pecs.
They're glistening.
How many dice do you have in Death Rider?
Currently I think 4. Yeah, 4 and a wiggle.
Okay. So I'm gonna have you also take 4 dice, but not the wiggle dice yet,
Okay.
because you just got to like talking about it, and you're now like you have somebody you can talk to about this, because nobody else, everyone's like, you should probably see Dr. So-and-so because that's nothing, you know? So you're just now like, okay, well, I knew I wasn't imagining it, but like, I haven't been able to talk to anyone about it.
Yeah, I'm curious about how this came about. Like, did Kit just offhand mention a thing about it and you were like, or did you bring it up?
I think he would have brought it up because I think he's a.
Like, I hate being around somebody who dies or something
No, I
like that,
think-
or
It would be, you know, like orientation day at the lodge or the compound house. I think he said it was. I thought it was super funny. You know, just kind of talking about powers, and I think like afterwards, they'd been taking Kit off to the side and being like, "Hey, like, have you ever noticed this?" Like,
Yeah.
Because I think you're one of the only people that would have access to anything that could have occurred like this,
Right. Body to body. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
or
Good.
mind to body.
Mind to body.
yeah.
Because like all the other telepaths he knows are in the legal system, so it's like they're not doing that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes sense.
And he's definitely not talking to them about it.
Yeah.
High school friend?
Okay, so the card I currently have is you found out about Blank's dubious past. How did you find out? Or you partnered with Blank to do something shady. What was it?
Oh, well, we already did that.
And it does feel like, once again, I got a card that was like, we just covered this.
Nope. New card.
You find yourself strangely drawn to Blank when it captures your attention.
Ooh, that's fun.
Cool.
Or you had a thing with Blank, but it didn't work out. And I feel like that it gets weird with the adult and child situation.
Mhm.
So,
Well, yeah, now that you're both adults, though,
Yes,
it could be,
exactly.
and it doesn't have to be a romantic attraction.
Mhm.
It could just be purely sexual. Sorry.
Jesus Christ. I think the strangely drawn thing really works because the people that we used to be before we lost touch are very, very different people than we are now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that
And
different.
like Sapna, they're like part of Sapna's baggage is that they didn't make anything of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I was just about to
They
say.
sit on the roof
Mhm.
and eat popcorn and listen in on their neighbors
Mm-hmm.
and treat other people's lives kind of like a soap opera for their own enjoyment.
Mhm.
And like, yes, like help people and like a little bit of Robin Hooding or whatever, but a lot of their own powers, like they've been using them for like to make their life okay. Like, and it's been up until this last like few months of their life, it's really been super street level.
Mm-hmm.
And it's street level crime. It's not even street level superheroic.
Yeah.
And you found something that you believed in early
Mm-hmm.
and then succeeded at it and came out of it like really okay.
We'll find that out.
Yeah,
Like-
as far as you can tell.
I mean, compared to what we are right now,
Mm-hmm.
compared to what Sapna currently is,
Mm-hmm.
it looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that there's like a, like, not hero worship, but like this, like, fuck, if you could just teach me how to do that,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that would be really fucking cool.
Sure.
Like, maybe if I spend some time with you, it'll rub off. Because I'm
Mhm.
certainly not going to talk about it.
Sure. So you're drawn to the like has his shit togetherness of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Togetherness of shit.
And I think he definitely is hands off with the telepathy on Sapna
Yeah.
because she wasn't like this when he left.
Mm.
That she was, or they were a lot more open
Yeah.
and like they communicated a lot. So I think like he's just trying to gauge like who is this person that I
Sure.
know, but I really kind of don't know anymore.
Yeah. Reconnecting with
Yeah.
an old friend who's also grown up.
Right.
And,
I
yeah.
think there's an amount of like trust that Sapna has that like even though when we were friends neither of us had powers,
Mm-hmm.
that you're immediately in my circle of people I don't eavesdrop on. And
Mhm.
I have the trust, like without asking, that you would never snoop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Agree.
Yeah. Enge?
All right. I have a take on this one. Blank convinced you to do something risky and you regret it. What did you do? Maybe we
Yes.
spin that around. I maybe convinced you to join this supergroup of like special forces people.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my take on that. Maybe you
Oh.
regret it. The other side says nothing about regret.
Okay.
You did it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that twist.
It's
Like, you
it's up to
recommended
you.
him for the
I convinced him to take the
do
spot.
like special forces.
Like to
kinda
actually
thing.
do it.
Yeah, like you're like, I don't know if I want to do it, Sarge.
Yeah. Or Captain.
Captain. Cap.
Like, did you turn your chair around and talk to me?
Like, so
Oh, you're
they
thinking
asked
about
you to
this.
You're thinking about the special force.
and we don't have to do that.
I kind of had like a mind's eye that that was his thing anyways,
Yeah.
but maybe it put him into an operation that he got messed up on.
Right. And it could have been something like you were going into regular special forces and I was like, hey, there's the special forces.
Yeah.
The superhero
Very special forces,
Good
yeah.
for you.
And if you are interested, and you should be, I can put you up for that.
I kind of want to put a pin in this one.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think that's already where he was going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do a different card then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanna establish.
Treasure. There we go. Oh.
Another one bites the dust.
We'll fix it in post.
It's,
Get it in camera.
it's obvious that Blank has dealt with something serious you don't understand. It's obvious that Blank is dealing with something serious and you can relate.
Oh, well,
Ooh.
I mean, it feels like that's doable.
I think that there is that whole sense of like he does have like that thing that he found, but I think that at certain points of his career that it was crushed by some of the things he had to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you know, you took that hiatus from being a superhero. That I think that's where they could relate maybe on a deeper level. I guess we could probably come up with the incident.
But I
Is that
mean,
working for you?
even being like superheroes who were in the military, you know, like in that level of service.
You know, I lost my team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe you can relate to that. And maybe we combine them. I can relate to you losing your team. I cannot relate to you stepping away.
Or not stepping away, you mean?
Or no, so-
I stepped away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking for
Oh,
him.
yeah.
But I also think that that goes over my card for you, though.
I think it complements that card,
Yeah.
Okay.
kind of.
Okay.
I think it reinforces an
Okay.
idea there, and then we'll build new stuff as we play. We
Okay.
want to make sure we all had something to start
Yeah.
with. So
Yeah.
No, I like that a lot.
I'm like,
too.
that's cool because we like each other, but we're also like a little bit at odds, and I'm
Mhm.
a
yeah,
fan.
and you're not just like carbon copies of like I'm army guy.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's great. Let me get those cards back. One of them evaporated into the ether as I was trying to take it.
But it was a award-winning ether, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. Thank you. We'll look
That's
for it
the
after
Gold
show.
Emmy Award-winning black hole.
It's gone forever. Oh, did you find it? Oh my gosh.
It was
Okay.
hiding next to the computer.
Okay, it definitely was out of my sight line. It's I always it's not that I feel bad, it's I deeply question myself when it turns out something was sitting right in front of me, and I'm just like, oh no, how? Okay, that
I used
was
to ask my ex, I'm like, I know it's over here,
yeah.
and I can't see it. Can I borrow your eyes for a second?
Yeah. Wendy is frequently helpful
Yeah.
in this regard.
And they'd be
Yeah.
like, here you go.
Okay, so it is December 1st, let's say. It
Oh.
is
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Before we go forward,
yes.
I need to know what your new superhero name is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We
I don't know.
need
I
that.
feel like I'm terrible at naming.
Okay.
I'm good at coming up with people names.
Let's workshop it then.
Okay.
So a telepath with like pretty standard commando abilities. The commando the telepath who goes commando.
I mean, that's it.
We're all picturing
We're
it.
done.
Commando.
Something's coming to my head.
Telemando.
Dr. Xavier?
Telemando.
Yeah.
Weapon Xavier.
Weapon Xavier is very funny.
What about
Psyop.
Mind freak.
What about the judge?
Ooh.
And because he doesn't want the
I
lead.
know, I know.
Could be like Rose. Juan, like
Take it back.
I want to be like, hey, is that guy a telepath?
Judge Dredd.
Judy.
Judge Judy.
I mean, but that's the thing, right? So like, you're going for sense of honor and
Mhm.
duty is core to who you are. So it's like the way you use your powers is in service of like finding the truth, or so the like you could even be the seeker
Mm.
or
Mhm.
something to that effect.
Yep.
That's a good one. We'll write that down on the whiteboard.
Sure. Yep.
Seeker's good. Yeah.
And then we all end up with it sounds in our names. Sentinel, silent scream. Caduceus.
Yeah, the sibilants are strong with this group.
Um,
And
just as a thought.
and H. Brian, you just don't know where
And
this is.
yeah.
It's not where you think.
I feel like there's like some kind of word for like seeing through lies to the truth, and that feels good. but I
Insight
can't think
check.
Yeah.
I mean, perspicacity is kind of what you're talking
Woof.
about, but I don't know that that's.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
I'll
don't know
take
that
it.
anybody wants an SAT word as their superhero name.
Or like, was there like a, Greek Roman deity that,
Oh.
like,
Oh, sure.
What are the gods of truth?
Yeah, or vision, or like clear-sightedness. That's really what perspicacity means, is clear-sighted.
Yeah.
so almost like a Janus kind of situation.
Um, Janus also embraces the two-facedness.
The Greek goddess of truth. I mean, I know, but Alethea is a cool name.
Yeah,
Aletheus, you could
sure.
look it up.
Yes.
Vision.
Mhm.
I'm looking at insight on the thesaurus.
Although, like, then we get into
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to lean. I mean, if there's coincidences with
Legally
Marvel,
distinct vision.
well, and we have established that Marvel and DC Comics
Exist.
up through
Exist.
2003 exist as is, and then have morphed from there.
Here's another bad one. The Penetrator.
Definitely not.
How about horse sense?
I mean, something about sense, like the sensor
Or
something like
psi.
that.
PSI.
Sapiens is wisdom, so
Yeah.
sapius, sapio, or something like that. Could be
Yeah,
cool.
that's not bad.
Fabio.
Yeah.
Sappy. Those are all good options.
Seeing, like,
Wavelength.
Not bad.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Like being on a mental wavelength.
Mhm.
Vibe check.
Yeah.
Vibe
I have
check.
that one already.
I know.
It's mine. For those just tuning
Oh.
into season 2, Vibe Check is my power that I
Overwatch.
Overwatch
use
is
with
not
my
bad.
Oh, that
tuning
is-
fork of doom.
But I'm a huge XCOM fan, so like like Overwatch is the thing that happens all the time in
Mhm.
XCOM. And then there's the other video game, whatever.
That thing.
Yeah,
No one knows. that.
Overwatch is XCOM.
Yeah, it's an XCOM thing.
Not 40K.
Yeah, 40K.
No.
Well, second edition.
So I watch isn't bad. So I have Aletheus over here. Let's see. What about like oracles or oracle or like prophecy, any kind of diviner, something like that? I know you're not exactly a future teller, but like you're,
The Divinator.
yeah. Some of the oracular
Mm.
insight, having something like
Mhm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great word, and maybe somebody will find a use for it. But one of the synonyms to wavelength is drift. Like,
Oh,
get the drift.
yeah. Drift,
I like
wavelength.
that a lot, actually.
Yeah, just drift. It's pretty cool.
That is
I mean,
sexy.
we can go with
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Captain Drift.
It's
No,
terrible.
just Drift.
Corporal drift,
Or
sir.
like synapse drift.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
I had synapse. Was
What about phase shift?
How dare you?
Oh, Nick.
It's no longer being
Can
used.
I just give you a junior?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be facing
Son of
then.
phase shift.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah,
So,
Diviner's
synapse
not
rider?
bad. So you want to go with Drift?
Or synapse drift, yeah. No.
Synapse kind of makes a bit of a mouthful, in my opinion.
What about
But-
SYN drift? Sin drift?
Spin drift. I just had one.
Not on purpose?
Literally
think-
3 out of 5 of us.
I just think Drift is like so tight and clean by itself.
Okay.
It is.
But again, like I'm not trying to talk you into it. I'm just workshopping here. So
No, we'll go with that.
Corporal headache. Well done, James.
Send
Well
it,
done.
mail it.
I mean, hitting something like that is also good.
Migraine.
I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
that's
Migraine is like,
I feel like any of the headache stuff, any head related stuff like that is definitely on superheronames.com.
yeah.
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 It's like,
Oh,
what is
yeah.
your power? Migraine. It's literally just
Frontal
thesaurus.com.
Yeah, but then the one right after it is your grain.
Well, you did say you said Synapse Writer is one of the other ones. So, like if you did Sin Writer,
Maybe.
Yeah, I like that one too.
I'm just
Or-
gonna put down Drift, Synapse.
Psy
Drift,
Writer.
Sin
Maybe we'll just
Writer.
come back next session. We'll
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
name.
Yeah. We
Get
could
some time
drift
to
for now.
germinate. Yeah.
we could also elicit the Discord to if we
Oh,
have
yeah.
a few options.
Yeah.
We don't want to ask them from zero because we've seen what
No.
happens and we love our
No,
Discord.
that's the chaos monkey.
Bodie McBoatface. That's
Yeah.
how you get.
Yeah.
That's how you get Bodie Mc.
Like there were some wild options for Mayday, y'all, and I
Oh,
loved
yeah.
it. I loved all of
It
it,
was
but it
so
wasn't
much
gonna
fun.
get used.
Laughed.
I want to
need
be a
to-
part of that. So start from zero, everybody.
Yeah, we need to like pin that discussion somewhere because it was
good.
fun as hell.
it was that thread lives forever. You just have to like go into threads and
Okay. I might just go like save it to a doc. Okay, so one of these things is your superhero name. It is December 1st in Seattle. Most of the time, winter in Seattle might have like a few snowy days, but very rarely does snow build up. And particularly with the global ecology kind of pretty much back on track. No, the capening
I almost
was
said
axed.
the capening today.
It's axed.
No.
And I loved it, but it's not in tone.
Yep.
The normal weather in Seattle, rarely do you get collected snow. Our global warming has been primarily reversed. It has a little work left to do, but it's all going in the right direction.
All right.
So our weather is basically what it's supposed to be. Most of our like energy sources are predominantly renewable resources. Solar, wind, wave, whatever. We're doing great, right?
Hell yeah.
Because we had a bunch of people who could just like make shit and make it better. So that's all good. But just unseasonably, for no reason anyone could tell, there like suddenly it was December 1st. Everybody woke up on December 1st and there's like 3 feet of snow outside.
Oh shit.
Now, this actually happened to me in the 90s. I came home for winter break from college, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna go see some friends today. Holy shit. And like the city was shut down.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like,
Yeah.
You're not ready for that.
You have no, like, we had some sand trucks. What the fuck is sand gonna do? Like,
So good.
sand trucks were snowed in. Like, good luck. The city wakes up December 1st, 3 feet of snow.
Snowballs.
The local ski areas are like, yes, wait, nobody could get here. Shit. But there are some
Set
superheroes.
down the plows.
There are a bunch of like plow-based superheroes who are,
Mr. Plow.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Mr.
Mr. Plow.
Plow. That's my name.
I'm
that
like,
name again.
Sal
Mr. Plow.
is out like clearing the immediate area in Green Lake, right? It's all water, right?
Mhm.
So and it's particularly good with cold water, as we know. Sal's out there with a couple other people. Like I think maybe there's an amplifier person who's helping Sal. So everyone's just doing their part because it's basically a like
Clear off the snow so people can skate.
yeah. He like finishes freezing the lake since we like might as well. Like, what else are we gonna do today? And there's a bunch of people going around like making sure everyone's like power is on and heat and getting food to people who need. Like the city is just like coming together and treating each other with dignity and respect.
Wow.
So it's our fantasy.
Yep.
and we can do what we want.
That's right.
It's our fantasy to make everyone nice.
Yeah. Not everyone's nice, but the basic expectation is
Commute.
yeah. So that's happening in the city. A lot of our basic work recently Let's do another one of those. I'm now have not prepped the players with this at all, but over the last month, you all
Because there's so much you've prepped us with. I'm tired of this.
you have had some capers.
Some capers.
Ooh, I love capers.
Well, like everybody, you'll recall when we did this before last season. I would like everybody to outline just briefly the caper that stands out the most in your mind as a thing that happened. If anyone has something in mind, feel free to go.
I'm gonna call it back
Okay.
and say that so there was like a low-level drug dealer
Uh-huh.
who had just graduated high pie
Oh, yeah.
and had sold that weed to
Yes.
Amy.
I don't remember what his name was. It was
It's
probably
fine.
Matt.
He's Matt now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Um,
Wedge. His nickname was Wedge.
But his real name is Matt.
Matt. Fucking Matt.
And like weirdly, when Silent Scream went to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you selling drugs to like children? Sell drugs to your own age people.
Yeah.
Which was like, you're so smart.
Oh, yeah, I could have gotten in a lot of trouble for that. Selling to minors is like a way bigger penalty than like.
And so when Wedge gets into trouble, he calls Silent Scream.
Oh, okay.
And we're gonna go with your basic, like, having to track down some people who were selling tainted drugs on the college campus.
Okay. Tainted drugs. Tainted drugs.
Whoa.
And like, unlike Wedge, who was just being not smart,
Yeah.
these
So-
people were being
Yeah. Like
evil.
Wedge's supplier was getting evil. And so Wedge unwittingly sold tainted drugs that did some weird shit.
Mhm.
Okay, that's good. That works in with what I've got planned. I mean, what?
rude.
Mm.
Why do I keep giving you these things?
Look, the thing is, believe it or not, I do prep things. I know I don't seem like it, but you keep stepping into the thing that I prepped, and you know that's true. I don't even want to know what you were going to theorize earlier.
So good.
At least this time I catch it to myself.
Anybody else?
I want to say
I need a
that-
location and a crime. Anybody? A location and a crime.
I want to say that because Caduceus stuff is weird now. There was a hostage situation somewhere, I suppose, and Caduceus got some television attention for it, I suppose, because he showed off a new power, which is just Caduceus having better control of his
Oh,
body kind
sure.
of thing, and using it in a way that had not been publicly seen before.
Sure. Okay.
So like gooping up his bones and moving through jail bars or something.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know.
okay.
And everyone was like, "Oh, a new power," and he was like, "No, it's just
Just
still
flexy.
biokinetic." But
All my bones are cartilage now.
yeah,
Just me.
yeah, it's just me. But
I'm a
yeah,
shark.
that was probably that was probably notable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. How about it was hostage situation at the hospital?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because everyone, well, this wouldn't be the snowed in times. This is before the big
Right.
snow.
It's
Yeah.
just normal Grey's
That
Anatomy
big.
then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before the snowed in times.
Yeah. Grey's Anatomy. Filmed at
Disappear
yeah.
into a break room. Whoa, Caduceus came out. It's so weird.
Yeah. Like Heather helped cover for you.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like I don't know where Kit went. I hope they're okay.
Oh man.
Thank God you're here, Caduceus.
Heather's not a good actor.
No, she
Yeah,
is not. Okay. But also Heather had to like subtly help. It was like some vines were like grabbing their feet.
Yeah.
And like, oh, nobody notices. You are consumed by a plant.
Oh,
They
it was
picked
so
the
hot.
room with all the plants in it.
Yeah. Okay. Guys.
I think there's been a shift in Sentinel, and like Whereas before he's been very, face forward and all of that. It's like
Now, butt
he's
forward.
been, butt forward. He's been really, really obsessed with finding Brian.
Okay.
And almost like he sees something's going on and he's like, God damn it. Fine, I'll go. And like shows up, like immediately just knocks everybody the fuck out. And as everyone's like, Sentinel, Sentinel, he's gone.
Okay. So like not being in the news much, just like trying to get back to what you perceive as the important thing.
I could
Yeah.
also see Sentinel taking up Brian's route.
Yeah.
Doing some of that
Maybe a bit.
with Vince.
Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
trying to think if like
Good Vince.
Mhm.
Vincent.
Vincenzo.
Well, he did ask you to in
Yeah.
his letter.
Yeah. Keep an eye on Vince.
Yeah. Then I definitely do.
Fuck those letters.
Yeah.
Fuck those letters.
Those were very
That
good.
was
Off the
good
dome.
and brutal.
Just off the dome. Fuck off, Joe. Be less good. I don't mean it. I love you.
Go back to
I think Hector has a thing for people getting improperly persecuted through the justice system
Mm.
because he is a telepath.
Yeah.
And I think his caper really wasn't fighty caper. Like somebody maybe got mind controlled or like Stockholm
Oh,
syndrome
yeah,
into
yeah.
believing they did something they didn't.
Okay.
And he
And so technically they did it, but
Mm.
they shouldn't be held responsible for it. But
Right.
they don't know. And the telepath judge wouldn't necessarily be able to get all that context.
right. And I think he came as drift to be like, I'm gonna be your lawyer for 5 minutes and
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. Case closed.
And
I
like,
love that.
and you knew who was responsible
Mhm.
and like dragged them into.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I love that.
Drift the vigilante lawyer. It's like
Good.
dropped like crashing through the roof.
The sky like shatters open.
And Batman
Adjust
like
like Batman.
high.
Yeah.
The doors,
he's
like
got a
right as they're about to
Cape,
announce
cowl, and a
the...
tie.
Yeah.
It's like doors burst
Yeah.
open. So I
Objection! I
What's that?
object
The
to
video
you.
game, The Ace?
Yes,
He's on.
Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
Ace Attorney.
I would
Ace Ventura.
watch the
Jesus
fuck
Christ.
out of that series.
Yeah.
Woo. Okay.
I'll
like
be
the
Birdman,
practice, but with, like,
attorney at law.
superheroes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's his.
Okay. There has been a little word on the street. Some of this,
On the street.
one of the things that your client was implicated in was distributing some tainted drugs, which turns out may be somewhat related to the
Can't imagine
Matt.
how.
Matt situation. And you all, I assume, have been comparing notes to
Mhm.
some extent.
I feel like right now, Hector is the person that's up. Sapna is. There's a lot of
Unresolved shit
actually,
between these three,
Mhm.
I think, and we're like, Hector!
like
Hyperfocus.
Because I feel like when he first came in and be like, hey, I'm used to being the new guy to a team, like pleasure to meet everybody, like just tell me what you need.
Yeah.
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 Oh, that could have been your name, FNG.
No.
No 20-year veteran is the FNG.
But yeah, it's like there's definitely like that level of like hang out at the end of the day, shoot the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to it's like,
Yep.
oh hey, you ran off earlier. Yeah, this dude called me.
Yeah.
Is there a level of revertigo where you like suddenly become high school people?
I think it's probably a little bit comforting for Hector to do that, just because he's been so away from the normalcy of a
Sure.
normal life.
Like, for instance, the two of you could get high together legally.
Mhm.
You know, like that's the thing that people in real life are experiencing of like, hey, let's get together and hang out and smoke weed or whatever
Mhm.
because we can, and that's fun. You're like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Amazing.
that.
Gonna
You know,
stop by the weed store.
right. Like, I will go
I can still
legally
never, I
purchase.
never understand how this all got legal.
Yeah. that's that could be a whole thing too. Does Sapna smoke weed? Sometimes. Okay.
Sometimes.
All right. So there's some rumors brewing about this like tainted drug situation because when you nabbed the guys you nabbed, they said they were like cooking it in a lab and made it themselves, and they didn't get questioned any further. And it was like, well, okay, they admitted to it, and they're going to get in a lot of trouble for making and distributing illegal substance, right? But then little things keep cropping up, you know, like this other situation was not exactly the same drug. But what these two things had in common was they were kind of fucking with people's powers and like juicing them up a little bit. So,
Interesting. What happened with the company who was juicing people up?
oh, well, they weren't using drugs. They have a patent, the proprietary system in place that is,
Dead now.
Yeah. A guy who would massage your scalp for a while.
yeah. Yeah. This is still like within a couple months, and they are managing damage control. They are able to hide, like in a few more months, it's gonna come out that they're not really helping
Because
anybody.
like, oh, it takes time.
Yeah,
You know.
But they still have their ramp, and you know, if anybody was watching very closely, all of the layers of shell corporations are like selling stuff off of like, yeah, we're gonna exit this situation. But it would be very hard to bring any of that to bear. And the layers of deniability on that are extreme. So,
I don't want to see those waivers that everyone signed.
yeah. But it doesn't seem like there's been a huge tie-in to that. So it's probably nothing to worry about right now. However, here, December 1st was, well, actually, I want to see what day of the week that is, because it's 2023.
Woo.
We're in the future.
Yeah. and in a few weeks, one day will have passed.
That's right.
And we will catch up. Let's see. December 1st. Oh, yeah, great. That's Friday night. What's your daughter's name?
Her name was Rosalinda.
Rosalinda is Rosalinda, right?
Yeah.
She's not Pass. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you said it
She's
was
a
like,
Dora.
Because
Now
I
she's
I
the
think I
stage
gave it to
name.
you, and then I was like, is that the one that I actually gave him?
oh, yeah,
But
okay.
then I was
Uh,
like, that's what I'm going to go
Did
with.
you have a stage name for her?
Well, I had two,
Okay.
but I'm going to go with the, hold on, I'm spacing now.
And she's low-key a body, like a 3
Mhm.
body,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, okay.
La Novia Negra, which is the Black Bride.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh.
Oh, that's so cool.
Novia Negra.
Yeah. But she's a Technica.
What's that?
Good guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
I-
need to know how goth your daughter is.
She is as goth as you want her to be.
Okay. Yeah. Full Morrissey. Like,
Well, because this feels like
Morrissey's not goth.
because
No,
Silent Scream has this weird like cult following.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, that there could be some overlap there. But here's the thing: it is Novia Negra's like, it's not the first time she's performed,
Mm-hmm.
but the University of Washington, that's the big campus in Seattle, like 40,000 people, you know,
Mhm.
whatever, is like their theater program is officially incorporating like a luchador program,
Sick.
with like the appropriate teachers to the culture,
Mhm.
you know, to like do this culturally. And they are like having a huge presentation on this Friday night. Like, hey, come down to the, you know, like the indoor is supposed to be their basketball stadium, but they're gonna rig everything up as a luchador ring, and it's a big fucking deal, and partly because of, do you know that Rose was involved getting Rosalinda this gig? Because they were.
I'm still trying to determine if they have a good relationship or not.
Okay. With
If
Rosalinda?
and
Oh,
Hector.
okay.
I think it's really just like, hey, hi, with the daughter, because I think she saw him as really kind of like a dad that showed up every once in a while, gave her a bunch of gifts,
Sure.
and then pieced out.
So not negative, but not positive.
Right.
And what's the ex's name?
X.
Okay.
But kind of negative because that's
Kind of
fucking
negative.
Yeah.
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 We love a character with a flaw.
Me too. So good.
Okay.
I'll think of an X name.
All right.
Yeah.
So the word comes down that Rosalinda is picked for this like opening night, and not just opening night, but the title fight,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because they're building a whole story,
Mhm.
right, of this like local luchador community and
Mhm.
bringing every local performer. You know, like it's not as big in Seattle as say like L.A. or
Mhm.
Mexico City or whatever, but like it's growing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Rosalinda is supposed to be a headline fight as like, you know, the Novia Negra is like gonna take out the bad guys, you
Mhm.
know, in this luchador ring.
Yeah.
And it's gonna like swoop in and take on like 3 people at once,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be fucking rad. You know, because she has a fully in character Instagram, you know,
Mhm.
like
yeah.
all that kind of stuff that she manages, and that's blowing up. That is tonight.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 feet of snow everywhere.
Oh, shit.
And she lives in Green Lake, right? The
Mhm.
Green Lake is a 10-15 minute drive from the UW campus
Mm-hmm.
when you can drive. So the did we ever come up with what the flying service was? Fluber?
It is now.
Flyby. Flyby.
Bloober.
Flyby's better.
But we call it Fluber.
Yeah. Flyby, affectionately called Fluber, is you know, like a person shows up at your door and flies you somewhere. They have like a whole harness, and you know, there's a system in place of like, it's kind of like when you order an Uber Black, it costs a little bit more. Like that's a flyer who's like a 7, you know, like a
Right.
6 or 7, and they can go real fast, and they're definitely not going to drop you.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's going to drop you, but
Not after the first lawsuit.
I want to see
That's
that.
right.
I want to see that commercial. We'll definitely keep you not dropped.
yeah.
You hardly ever
Um,
smack into buildings anymore.
Do you have the speed chart?
Yes.
I also love that Fluber could be mispronounced by someone as Flubber because
Oh, yeah.
that's fun. That's 90s.
Yeah,
that's
Flubber.
60s.
I was about to say. We're going back
Yeah.
into the deep dive
The
of.
deep days of that flying car.
Let's not get me started on
Um,
60s
Absent-Minded
movies.
Professor, it's called, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, I think probably the least is somebody who has 5 dice in it. That's not necessarily a 5 on the scale, but
Mhm.
as a rough, you know, just if you've got 5 dice, you can go 40 miles an hour, which is probably pretty standard. And then if you get somebody a little bit better, it's 80 miles an hour because it starts doubling really quickly. And
No.
I just don't think you want to go more than 80 miles an hour
We
for
can
the
get
most
you there
part.
without turning you into paste.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And if it's a short trip, you can get the one who's going like 20 miles an hour. You just need to go. It's like if you could go a straight line, 20 miles an hour is great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the tagline, right? Go. Why would you?
As
why
the
would you
crow
drive
flies.
when you could go as the crow flies?
Yes. Yeah. So that
I'm
service.
just imagining like the regular Fluber people, just too much cologne always.
Oh no.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Um,
it like sticks to you.
Yeah. However, they are not gig workers. They are a unionized
Nice.
company
Mm.
who has benefits and pay. And they are bringing in like a bunch of people who are like on vacation and whatever. Like they're like,
It's
hey,
triple pay day.
yeah, we need it. Everyone's getting triple pay. Just log in and start taking people where they need to go. And you know, there's also
Put on mittens.
the few there. You know, we kind of listed Dr. Light as like is special that she has a flying car. There are a few flying cars. You know, like maybe a dozen in the city. You know, so you see some of those going around. People are able to get around, but we're talking about like tens of people, right?
Mhm.
A few hundred people can get where they're going. They need to fill the fucking stadium. And we're trying to figure out how to, and they're going to have a huge online presence. Like, you know, Twitch has just like tripled the bandwidth they're going to, you know, give because Seattle is under a meter of snow. Just so much snow.
That's just really.
Oh,
I
it must be
can't
Canadian if it's a meter.
actually comprehend that much snow.
Yeah. It's,
Oh, I can't.
it's shocking. It's shocking to like stand in front of like, oh, this is half of my body. Like I could disappear into this and no one would know for a season. And
Happened
like,
on my birthday the first year I moved to Minnesota.
aha.
Actually, it was more like 2 feet of snow, but
Yeah.
When I was a kid,
Wild.
we used to get 3 to 4.5 every winter, and then
Whoa.
global warming.
Where?
But East Coast,
Oh,
Maryland.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
Maryland. Okay.
Mhm.
In St. Louis, I got way more snow than I did in Seattle, but
Yeah.
I grew up in South Louisiana.
yeah,
It snowed twice.
I'm surprised it was that
in the
much.
first 22 years that I lived there, it stuck once.
Okay.
It snowed last year or earlier this year, right here.
Yeah,
it was,
technically, like
not
in
even,
May or March or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
gave a good college try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was
I live
like-
closer to the mountain, so it was
Ah, it was
actual
real
sticking.
snow.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, and I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
We kept going outside because I was at work at the time and people were like, it's snowing. And I went outside and I was like, I just got pelted on the head with some hail.
Yeah.
yeah, that's us now.
Yeah.
And then it would like, so it was like doing this weird, like
Hail,
both
snow,
and.
hail, snow, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna get us back
grapple.
in here.
We're in.
So the concern here is, can we get everyone to the stadium? Is there some way to do that? What are your thoughts? And do you even care that much? I mean, I'm sure you've mentioned that there's, or does everyone know that your daughter's a luchador?
Yeah, I think he would bring it up. He's pretty
Okay.
proud of that. It's
Yeah.
badass.
So yeah, and the fact that this is going to be like a nationally televised, you
Mhm.
know, like,
Yeah.
and it's on the Twitch homepage,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Of course.
Hero's Lot. I think Kit normally cares. There's a lot of car accidents today.
Well, fewer than you'd think, because most of
that's
the
true.
cars
Most
can't
people
get out.
Can't get out. I mean, people are stupid.
They sure are.
Oh yeah.
But that one
that
tow
is-
truck guy though
that
is
is
doing
not
great.
me saying that Kit will not join. I think it's just not their first thought kind of thing.
Sure,
Yeah.
like maybe you
Mhm.
should get to the hospital kind of thing.
They're working, and then they probably get like a text or a call, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh fuck yeah, I'll try." Mhm.
Okay.
Sapna cares because, you know, they know what it is to have their dreams crushed as a child.
Okay. And it's your friend's daughter, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you been following her progress at all?
I think that once you mentioned it a couple of times, they followed the Instagram page.
Oh, okay.
and, like-
But not before you came back.
No.
Okay.
because I feel like there was like a good decade where they like lost touch.
Just yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, because they lost touch in like the Friendster days.
Mm.
And then yep.
Yeah, no more friends here. What are we gonna?
Yeah.
How are we gonna
There's
stay in touch?
no solution to that.
Yep.
Well, and you were on covert operations for
Mhm.
periods of
It's not like you'd
time.
be like, "Hey, let me log into my Facebook while
Yeah.
I'm in X whatever country."
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched everything on the Instagram and liked it one at a time.
Oh god. Okay, Dad.
And I'm
I
like,
think Hector got a call. It's like
Do you know this guy?
old dude.
Well, no, actually, this is a famous superhero.
Oh yeah, that's
Yes.
true because your normal identity.
You're not
is
a
on there.
rando. You're like,
how do I retweet these?
one, Twitter's dead.
Mhm.
Okay, so what do we want to do? Do we want to try to clear the streets? Do we want to move people? Do we want to?
My first thought is to run really, really fast through the streets,
Yeah.
clearing them. But then I think but I won't be able to see, and how many cars am I going to smack into,
Yeah.
and ruin and destroy?
Yeah, I think that's a risk.
Yeah.
That's a real big risk. It's also why, and also Green Streak makes a little bubble around him, so
Yeah.
he
Mhm.
can't really be helpful in that way, and he's not physically strong, so
I think-
he's been working out, but
Well, I mean, I feel like Green Streak would be ferrying people, but at that point, also, it's like inefficient.
Yeah. I think Green Streak is out like moving people who are in emergencies.
Yeah.
He's like getting people to the hospital, you know, and is maybe not super plugged into the like luchador event. And he's just busy doing like he hasn't like said, okay, team assemble, you know, Green Streaks assemble. Just you know, you all are kind of on your own recognizance. Do as you please.
Can Hector use the security or safety team? They'd be like nudge him, like, hey, maybe you guys should go clean these streets.
You could probably yeah, I mean I think if you've developed oh, do you mean like use your power?
Yeah, to like just but nudge him though, not be like you need to do this.
Sure,
but, like,
sure.
It's friends, not dominate person.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because they're already like the crews are
they're out
trying to do work, and if you could just like adjust their priority of like, oh, that's weird. Everything around the stadium got cleared really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a way to do that. Let's roll telepathy.
Uh-oh.
Can I
I'm gonna need 6s, I think, because this is so precise, and you're trying to be gentle, which I respect, and have to apply a penalty.
Next time there won't be. It was 6s, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have a wiggle die, so as long as
Yeah.
you get 1 6 or better.
I got 2 10s.
Okay. Oh, you get
Or
a
3
whoop up.
8s.
Well, no, the 10s are better.
Okay.
If you're not in a hurry, the height is always
Well,
better.
he is in a hurry. There's a
Yeah.
showtime.
It's
Oh.
not that level of like hurry. Yeah. So the crews definitely start prioritizing. You know, you can as you're kind of hanging around within range to like hear if they pick up on it. You can hear the walkie-talkies like, oh yeah, we need to redirect. There's a request. I forgot we were supposed to prioritize this. You know, like people suddenly remembering the directions that they didn't get. But yeah.
yeah, and if they can make some inlets from the highway, maybe I could clear out some parts of the highway by running really fast. Maybe get Green Streak to help me out.
The highway would be the safest because it's not like
Because then there's not cars parked on it.
Yeah. It didn't fall all at once. You know, and so like people on the highway were like, we should probably get the fuck out of here. So yeah, you could clear the highways pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll try to be like connecting neighborhoods like some of the most.
I love the idea of your like little aegis, like do a little like snowplow with your aegis and
Yeah.
like run that. Yeah.
I think Sapna's going to use their distortion power.
Mm.
New name there.
Okay, cool.
To broadcast like the open roads, like which
Hell yeah.
traffic
Nice.
coordinator
Yeah,
voice
awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
into as many like neighborhoods as possible. Like
Sure. You
here
can
is
make
your hourly update.
you can make a general announcement anywhere within 300 yards, radius, right? So a 600-yard diameter of like making an announcement. So, and then that's a huge chunk of city. If you're like, it's hard to think of 6 football fields, but if you lay football fields down across a city, it's not that big. Like, it's just hard to get from end to end usually.
And that's the thing. It's like drop, make an announcement, boom over to the next location.
Sure. Yeah.
Make the announcement, and just kind of like pogo stick it around.
Sure. Is it okay if Perry has been? I want Perry to be shadowing someone. You're really high profile and kind of busy with your vet. You're at the hospital all the time, so I think you're like Perry's work mentor at the new job. If you agree.
Man.
If you agree.
That's fine. I love how terrible of an idea this is. So yes,
Okay.
I got voluntold.
And I think Green Streak like pulled you into a one-on-one meeting. I was like, look, I know you don't want to do this. I am asking you to do it. You don't have to.
Like I see a lot of potential with the things you can do and the things you can teach Perry.
Yeah, and I think Perry's a great addition to the team. I know you think so too. Like Perry doesn't suck. He does beat me at chess, and I don't like that. But
Sounds like a personal problem.
it's a skill issue.
Make my moves faster, but he's better at it.
Right. Can Perry shadow you, please?
Fine.
Thank you. So as you're moving around the city, Perry is fine. Also, you have lots of opportunity to practice ASL. So, and actually, I think like Perry doesn't understand English very well because he grew up in Greece, right? And he understands like TV English, right? But also doesn't have the opportunity to like speak English. So hears English pretty well, but is sometimes like, wait, what did they just say? Like, what?
Yeah.
Is like looking to you for help and like, I know you don't speak Greek, but you can at least explain for him.
I feel like we that it's just low key hooked Perry up with like some Greek community members who are around the
Oh, for sure.
like because I would also make note of what apartments I couldn't eavesdrop on because I didn't understand what language they were speaking
Right.
at home.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. There's definitely a Greek community, and so just so everyone knows, like I am aware that there is a European Sign Language and several other versions of Sign Language. Perry wanted to immigrate to the United States, so is focusing on ASL.
Probably also has like a speech tool that a lot of my deaf friends use. That's
Yes.
like in the case of not being able to.
Oh,
use
yeah,
ASL,
I bet,
someone who doesn't understand.
Maybe there's like a gloves thing, right? That would like interpret the movements into like a little speech.
Yeah, I mean it's a superhero world.
Yeah.
And normally you have to type and it takes fucking forever
Yeah.
unless you have one of the press assistants.
Yeah, I bet Dr. Light has like an experimental of like, oh, this is a good idea that we should make for everyone.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
make it work. You know, it just like
It's our
needed-
world. We can make
it
it
needed
very
somebody
less
as
ableist.
smart as Dr. Light.
Building disability aids.
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't want to like erase a disability, but like an aid is the right thing to do, I
Yeah.
think. So yeah, I think that's the current project there as well, is because Dr. Light can do 15 things at once. It's fine. And okay, so you're out getting people to take the right roads, letting people know that the fight of the century is still going on. You're plowing roads.
Yeah, definitely doing the highway, and if I have time after that, like where the off ramp is, I want to see if I can like the main street, like if they haven't already plowed it, I'll see if I can like the inside lanes, clear the inside
Yeah.
lanes. So
I mean, the other thing you can do, your telekinesis is very strong. You don't have to go fast. You could like once you clear out a big chunk of it going fast, you could slow down and just shove your Aegis.
All
So,
right,
you know,
yeah.
just slow plow. And they're like, oh, there's a car. Oh, yeah, okay, don't just let the car be over there, you know, and like scrape the.
Just like with an actual snowplow, just burying those cars even further.
Yes.
But it's Seattle; it'll be gone in a day. or
Yeah,
two.
I mean, it's nobody's fault. So yeah, this
I
is
think
great.
Kit's. I put a contribution in quotes because I think it's very funny, but I
Okay.
think it is an actual contribution. After like messaging and being like, you're sure it's not going to be dangerous to get there. You're sure that like everything's being taken care of, and then reposts onto Caduceus' Instagram story. Like video
Caduceus
of
is
the
going?
fight. Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How many followers
Like,
does
we're gonna
everybody
hook you
have at
up
this
with your
point?
kid, man.
Yeah.
Like stupid amount, honestly. It's managed usually through Rose, I think, but
Sure, but we gotta have those follow counts.
what feels
6 figures
reasonable?
or
I'm not surprised if we're in 6 figures.
Yeah, that feels right.
I don't know that we're in millions yet.
No.
Like the Green Streak is,
Mhm.
but that's because there's like 10 million people in Western Washington, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe like a respectable 300K. Feels like we've only been at this for a couple months, you know.
But I feel
But-
like you have international notoriety.
That's true.
And especially because like after the number of
The
times
Greece
that
thing.
Caduceus has been specifically like propped up as new and powerful in ways
Sure.
that we've never seen before.
I think it's vastly a lot closer
700K?
Yeah.
to 1 million.
Okay,
Mhm.
sure. Yeah, we'll put
Yeah.
it somewhere around there.
Okay. Now we know your degenerate count is quite high. You've got the degens from Upcountry. No, they're not really degens, but they are the Dark Souls of our Lord's
I
internet.
have the emo kits. It's great.
Yes. I say that with the Dark Souls with the greatest affection. These are my people.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably closer to something like 175
Yeah.
or 200K. Like, especially because, as we have established before, Silent Scream's account is mostly about like hyping up new bands
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot
and stuff
that.
like that. Like,
Yeah.
it is mostly a music account.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I forget. Does Sapna play an instrument? No.
No.
Okay. That's
Their performance is singing.
Oh, that's right. I did know that. Okay. Now, what about
Karaoke
Captain
queen.
Dad?
Captain Dad, yeah, Captain Dad's Instagram is definitely like pictures of like pizza, and then like off fishing, you know,
Yeah. And like
beating up bad guys.
take like a picture of an inspirational quote.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But how many followers?
I don't know how many.
I mean, I think you've got all the Facebook rollover.
Yeah.
And
So
like, because you were already famous. You were famous from
You're
way
a
back.
return. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
No,
like
the-
vintage
It
famous.
just there weren't those.
That's true. I'm
accounts,
like
though,
Debbie
that-
Gibson.
Yeah, there was a time where you were gone and then you came back, and so there's also all these like 60-year-olds who were like, "Oh my God, this is the shit." Yeah,
Yeah,
So good.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I think I have a really big Facebook page.
Okay.
No, it just still sickens me.
couple hundred, 250, something
Yeah.
like that. Because I think it's got to be somewhere between.
I was about to say it's got to be bigger than mine.
but not as big.
But like
yeah,
Caduceus has that, like
yeah. I think I'd have like
the young people.
Magnetic charm.
Yes, and that's
Mm-hmm.
like an Instagram that was definitely set up for me,
hmm
and then you showed me your daughters, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is awesome. like,
Yeah.
just watched all the videos in an hour.
sure. Rose is in there, kind of back managing.
Yeah.
Like, nope, undo.
It's actually, they've created a fake interface.
Yes,
that actually
for
like
you to
everything
use.
I do,
Yeah.
goes to them for approval.
Yes, that's
Funny.
I love that.
Amazing.
Yes, yeah.
They hired a new assistant just to deal with your social.
Yeah.
Like, eh,
And that's all right. You guys, all of you,
that post
make-
was funnier than I remember.
represent a huge investment for their company.
Mm-hmm.
And I should also, I don't want to gloss over this too much. Like Rose is also what was like crushed that Brian disappeared.
Yeah.
Right. And when they heard the whole story, was just like it was a big moment for everybody. Right at the lodge, and just like it was hurt. There was a vigil at the lake. Because everyone knew. Like the story, they came up with something like, I think that Brian was killed, right? Like that's the public story that he was killed in the line of duty and like protecting people and made him the hero that he was. But they just, I also want to ask you as players, do you want to keep the interdimensional shit a secret, or do you want it to come out as players, not as characters?
Ooh, I don't know yet, I'm going to say.
Okay.
Give me a week to think about it.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Good
Okay.
question, though.
Eli, as somebody who worked in the fraud department, believes that if the good guys know about it, the bad guys know about it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yes.
where I'm at with it.
Yeah, it's purely a storytelling choice at this point.
Mhm.
I am fine revealing it, but I didn't want to do that unilaterally without you all as players, because it's also a fun secret.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think it's a case of like Green Streak is saying, I think we need to tell people, but that is a flexible situation that I want to give you all a chance to weigh in on
Mhm.
as co-storytellers. That's my secret, Cap. I don't do shit around here.
Such a lie.
Okay, so we clear a lot of stuff out.
Does Drift have a social presence at all?
I think
Or-
Mr. Thought has about 25 followers.
Amazing.
Well, there's a new
But they're
account
all
for
bots.
Drift.
Like obvious bots.
I mean, Drift joined like Green Streak's crew,
Mhm.
right? As a public figure. Do you have a mask? Like are
Yeah.
your identities separate? Yeah. Okay. So Drift has probably got 1,000 followers because everybody who follows you has seen, the Drift account pop up like, welcome Drift to the team. It's just like
Yeah.
Perry. Perry's got probably 5,000 followers at this point, just of the spillage.
Makes sense.
People just accidentally
I
hit
just
follow.
had to know.
Yeah.
Well, it does. It feels like that would be like if like there'd be like maybe almost approaching the 6 figures mark. It's like high 5.
Yeah.
I think for newer members because you get that much spillover
Yeah.
just from like being in the same photos
Yeah.
as Cap Dad. And
Yep.
And high five and
For sure. Okay, cool. As long as that feels realistic and
Mm-hmm.
doable for everyone. I'm not super well versed in real world social media, so I like do my best, but
too.
I'm just winging it.
Once you hit a certain number, it starts going fast.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
yeah.
like snowball.
Yeah, I think I also have like selfies of me like on top of buildings and stuff, like in my outfit.
Yeah, for sure. I love that, especially because you
Hashtag
have
blessed.
a telekinesis. You could have like not held the phone. You could have like floated the phone and taken a really good photo.
Oh yeah.
But didn't think to do it that way. Because I know you've said like you don't have like long range telekinesis, but around you
Yeah,
certainly have some.
long enough to get it.
Yeah.
You
could certainly get a
Portrait
good like
distance.
20-foot, whatever. So the way is cleared. The stadium is opened. People find it's way easier to get into town than we thought it was going to be. That word spreads. The show is on. People start pouring out of their homes. It's also like it wasn't totally sold out, but there's nowhere else you can go. So if you want to leave the house and do something tonight, you should go to the UW campus. And there's always lots to do on campus, but this is the big shit, and everyone likes it because it's also a little bit unique. It's not, like there's been a huge luchador community in Seattle before now. So
and taco trucks.
and oh shit,
Yeah.
taco trucks. I want tacos.
the elote stand has made its way over to the
Yeah.
campus.
We made
Yeah.
sure of that.
Yeah.
That was the A1 priority, actually. Was
Yeah.
taco truck.
Oh, here's the thing. In the bank robbery, the elote stand got knocked over, right?
How dare
And-
they?
Wait,
It
wait.
was-
Did the bank robbers live? Because they wouldn't have.
But the insurance for the elote stand paid out, and with their savings, they were able to buy a food truck.
They have a
Yeah. So
happy endings do exist.
yeah, so it's
Now
the
they have
elote
the
truck,
tortas.
and they have like elote tortas. They have like an elote ice cream thing that they're doing. Like,
They have
got
partnered with
Dole
Sal.
That's right.
yeah,
They've partnered with Sal to do an elote ice cream.
yeah, which actually sounds good to me. Then I would definitely try.
I would totally eat elote ice cream.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up and go get the taco truck.
Yep. All right. So the event goes on. That you all can be there undercover if you want. It's a little harder for you to go unnoticed unless you have some sort of like citizen disguise.
Remember, glasses, no glasses.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay. We're going with that.
They're like wraparound sunglasses too. It's not just Clark Kent.
Okay. Okay. I'll roll with it if you want to do that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I could go with the like bomber jacket and cap.
I also
as
like
well.
that. I mean, it's fine either way. You could do your leathers and your wraparound glasses, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So the hero you is no glasses.
No, Hiromi has glasses because they have like all
Oh.
sorts of readouts and stuff.
Right. Okay, you got your smart glasses that look like sunglasses. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, no one's ever seen your whole face before.
That's right. This 1.5-inch strip.
Yeah.
Protecting my
Caduceus is
identity.
literally a different body.
Yeah.
Silent Scream wears a mask
Sorry, Scream literally has a full bodysuit, and
Yeah.
like no part of their skin shows at any time.
Right. And
Hector is going as Hector.
yeah, I mean, Drift probably has an outfit
He does.
that we'll get into when
Yeah.
it's necessary.
When I find a phone booth. Are there any phone booths around here?
Your outfit's a phone booth?
Yes.
It's very blue.
You're a TARDIS.
Yeah,
Nice, nice.
and
Police
bigger
box.
on the inside. I don't know what that means,
Horrifying.
but it sounds very suggestive.
Leave that alone.
All right. So, yeah, the event starts. There's, all kinds of, foofara going on. There's, some wrestling goes on, then musical act and some more wrestling. And it's just, it's like good times. And there was nothing else to do tonight. So they like expanded the program a little bit, threw in some of the like acts that hadn't really made the roster, but like, shit, we got to go big. This is super fun. But I'm gonna have everybody make a perception roll, please.
Sure.
And I'm just gonna take the highest, so somebody's gonna get it. Oh, what's your perception? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
Just gestured at me indistinctly.
8s.
Oops, that's Hector.
That beats me.
Your perception is
as
5
usual.
dice.
Oh, okay,
And
cool.
threes.
That's what I grabbed.
Oh, good.
Yeah, nothing.
My parents was
Oh no, I have a pair of 3s.
Okay.
I got some 5s.
8s.
8s? Okay. So, as what are you all sitting together? What is this?
I think so, but I think there was that awkward like,
Did you bring Heather?
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Because we haven't talked, we haven't debriefed what's happened. So there's a lot of like, hey, hello,
Can we have you sitting between Heather and Sapna?
why are you doing this to me?
I'm
I
like
mean,
this. I don't know
yes.
why I'm like this, but this is what I'm like.
Because
But I think that
I wish this
Sapna has purposely sat on the other side of Hector
Yeah.
between Hector and some rando.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, okay. Like you got up to get a drink as whatever cover and then just like sat down in a different seat. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. That's not weird or awkward. But actually, Sapna, as you got up to just like get away from that situation, you like something, the sound of the wrestling catches your ear because you can hear the strain of the two wrestlers. Like one of them is making this like noise in the back of their throat that really sounds inhuman. And pretty much all the wrestlers are versions of bodies. Like some of them are a little animalistic. Some of them are just strong and tough. There's no like flamethrowers or, ice makers or anything like that. They're just like, various versions of that. There's some illusionists in there, and everybody knows who the illusionist is. That's like a fun thing that they're doing. Like, oh, there's 5 of me.
I'm the ice maker, and he just fills a glass with ice.
Yeah. Enjoy your cold beverage.
Good.
Um,
Good.
So, you hear this like, but I can't make the noise because I have a human throat.
Mhm.
It's like in 3-part harmony, like in their, and you turn and like see them, and this person like turns and is like picks the person up over their head, and is gonna like slam them down onto the floor of the mat. But the person who is holding them up is the one making this bizarre noise that has not been part. This match has been going on for several minutes, and neither of them made this weird ass noise. Oh, do you want to make an empathy check? That's our insight roll.
Nines.
Oh shit!
Yeah, no, 10s.
I have to give
9s
you
and 10s.
a pair of 10s.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't used any willpower though. A reminder, and Eli, if you didn't know, if you get a natural pair of 10s, that's you get a willpower back. Nat 10s. It's a version of. I really want to play a campaign of 2D10 D&D. I'll talk about it later.
Were we sort of doing that in that other game?
Yeah, we tried it, and it was like hard to do in the moment because I
Right.
came up with it on the spot, and I was, yeah. So, but I've worked it out.
So I nailed this.
Yes. You can see this person is like raging out in a way that's out of control, and they're gonna hurt this person very badly. Not kill them, but like it's gonna go poorly.
Hector, can you stop them? Is there
What?
a panic button? Because that's gonna.
And I love this. Like you're like at the top, like whispering in Hector's ear
Yes.
from here, right? Because you like went up and you're like, what the fuck is that sound?
That's not part of the show.
He, I guess, blinks and then tells whoever to put that person down gently.
Ooh, okay. Let's roll for this. I actually have a resistance roll rather than a stability roll. Let's get all my purple dice and all my black dice.
And I'm assuming there's some kind of like safety words, safety signals, safety officer watching.
Yeah, yeah, and there's like medical. I mean, it's a dangerous sport, you know. Either way, just like WWE or whatever. Like,
So I'm actually also going to whisper at them.
Do I want a pair of 6s or 4 4s?
So the 6s are higher quality. The 4s will happen faster, and this is like initiative speed. So you probably, this is hard. Probably want the 4s.
Okay. Then I got rolled 3 4s and I have the wiggle die.
Yeah. So I hesitated to give you that advice because my resistance roll beats the 4s.
That's okay.
But
Is it enough, like, because would the resistance work like defense? So it would break, like it would gobble dice?
yeah, and it's just enough to break it down to 1 4. So. Sorry, the 6s aren't actually better. I just like in this case that those would have failed as well. I was just like I had more information than I wanted to be able to give you advice on what to keep. But
I mean, it's a failure either way, so it is what it is.
yeah. So they this person in the ring is this guy. He like twitches a little bit, and you know that he like got your message, right? And then he turns and like just slams this person down. He slams them less hard than he was going to. Caduceus,
Yeah.
you don't even have to roll. Like this guy's back should be broken. It's the 2 guys, right? So the one who just got thrown to the ground, if he'd been thrown like 1 Newton harder,
Yeah.
his back would be broken.
Sure.
Like that guy, this man is injured.
Right.
And the guy who threw him is like, get up, like screaming at this man. And everybody close to the ring is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think that does get up and just starts running towards the ring. Doesn't really know much about safety procedures at an event like this. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, fuck, and just starts running for
Yeah.
it.
And I alerted, like, when I talked to Hector, I alerted the safety personnel that it's like, something is going wrong, you need to stop it now.
Yeah. Okay. And you can hear some of the, you know, as you kind of tune in to check what's happening, that you hear like Tango 6 is the like safe word that like this is not part of the show. And so some people are scrambling to do something, but if this guy hits that man again, like he could be killed.
Does he look like he's going to hit the
Yeah,
person
like he's
before
going
they
to
get up
stomp
again?
on him. And this guy is so badly hurt. Like the wind's knocked out of him. His back should be broken. You know, the fact that he has a body at all is the reason he's alive.
Absolutely. I'm gonna try to. He's trying to stomp. I'm gonna reach out and try to take the feeling out of his legs so that he
Sure.
collapses to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's roll it.
Sure.
I also have a resistance roll.
What are my dice for that? 6. Okay.
And the luchador's name is Mr. Resistance.
No, actually, it's a different thing that's happening. Oh, good. That's a less good roll.
Okay. I'm not very fast at this, so I might squeeze it down a bit. I have 2 9s. And let's see, that takes 2 willpower, and I'm going to squish it down to 3 8s.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. I can gobble that.
Okay.
So, it's this guy carries out his stomp, and you don't hear the noise, the Death Rider noise,
Okay.
but you do hear a very gross sound
Yeah.
of just somebody being practically murdered.
Mm-hmm.
And this other guy. Oh, actually, I need you to roll. Give me a free, like, your power perception, that thing.
Yes.
Because you were in this. I almost said you were in this guy's body. That's not what I meant.
Mm-hmm. I was feeling, and I'd love to. I want to alter this ability a little bit these days to kind of have a bit of an always on quality. But
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. That's 3 9s.
Okay. This guy has this is a metaphor, not literal.
Sure.
But it's like he has this internal power suit, right? Like his bones and veins are like so juiced up
Yeah. Extra dense.
that it is like separate from this guy's power,
Yeah.
right? And it doesn't even match this. Like, this guy's definitely a 3 on the Lee scale,
Sure.
right? And there is this whole other layer of power. And if you hadn't just been in Dr. Montoya's world, you would not have recognized the alchemical signature.
Mm-hmm.
It's not her, like,
No. But
chemistry,
It's like.
but
that.
there's an alchemical, like, there's some sort of chemical effect
Sure.
that is, like, almost running this guy. Not puppeting him, but, like, it looks like that.
Yeah. I think I scream out as I'm still running because I see this happen, and my first instinct is I need to take care of this person before I hear that noise. But obviously that means that I'm putting myself in the line of fire.
Yeah.
So I kind of scream back and I say, like, Frank on me, and I keep
Yeah.
running
So-
forward to this person.
We all know that something terrible is happening. Let's declare in rounds. Okay? I need to double check everyone's. Oh, my little cards disappeared. I'm gonna have to make new cards. All right, so I'm gonna just write down the sense order here real quick. Let's see. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who has 6?
I do.
Sapna. 5?
Me.
I'll just put Kit.
Oh, I have a new. No. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't work for initiative. Yeah.
Okay. 4s?
I have a 4, but I also have didn't I have one that was go first? No, it was useful. Never mind.
Yeah. Your power works fast,
Yeah.
but your awareness is
Yeah.
Can't remember what my sense is.
I think it's 2.
I think it is too.
It
Mhm.
was, I think, higher than that because you used to go before Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Brian's was literally 1. Yeah,
Or
this
you
sense-
would go after, rather.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Chainsaw's a 2 because
Mhm.
Brian was a 1.
Oh, I did
Yeah.
not realize that.
Yeah. Okay. 4 is Drift, and 2 is Frank.
And for the chat, unfortunately, we are not superheroes right now. So if I call
Yep.
out for Frank as Sentinel, there would be some legal problem.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sapna, what do you want to do next?
isn't it? the other
Sorry,
way around?
other way. Frank, what are you doing?
I'm gonna throw on my glasses, take off my hat, jump on top of the turnbuckles, and try to tackle him to the ground.
Okay, just like make your
Mhm.
way down there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna try to tackle the rager.
But very specifically in a wrestly fashion.
Oh, okay. You're trying to make it look good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna include a performance roll
It's
Sure.
the
in what you're doing.
show.
Okay. What's your performance? Oh, you don't know. Okay. Your performance skill is specializing in guitar.
I mean, that could be used as a foreign object. No. All right.
Only if he has it.
This would cause you to roll 3 dice to use your power total. So we're not doing that. All right. I'm gonna have you roll your power with a 3-die penalty. Okay. So your power is your aura. So you are going to roll. You lose your hard die. You lose 2 regular dice. You're going to roll 4 loose dice and still apply your wiggle die.
Right.
Okay. Because that is just too steep a penalty, and you're just trying to perform. So
Trying to have some fun.
yeah. So you still need 2 matches. One will be for the performance. One will be for the tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I called everybody else by their name, and I called you Drift. Hector.
So there are probably people of various ages in the crowd.
Yes.
Is there a way for him to like turn off their sentry?
Oh, ooh, it's so many people.
But he doesn't want them to see whatever could possibly happen or hear.
I think, you can delete yourself from people's perceptions, but I don't know about
Okay.
that. That would be like multi-action times 1,000, because you're trying to delete an external thing from everyone's perception. That's where like an illusionist would have an advantage, for instance.
Right. That's when he becomes a pinnacle. It's gonna happen.
I can do it. Will
Literally.
I? Good question.
Shit hits the fan.
I think he's gonna try to get the guy to stop again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like mental control, just freeze up.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Kit?
Second I get to this person on the ground, I am focusing on his.
Sorry, I'm sure it's not a surprise. Also at 2, after Frank, before, this guy declared he was going to try to stomp on the opponent.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is not a surprise, but I forgot
Yeah.
to say it.
Yeah,
So-
Kit is. Okay, I know that's happening. I'm gonna declare a multi-action.
Okay.
Kit is throwing themselves over this person,
Okay.
and trying to up their own defense in preparation for maybe help not coming in time, and is going to focus their healing onto this person's head because that is where they saw the foot come down, correct?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's-
But their back is low key broken, not
Okay.
like fully broken.
Yeah,
But
it's
the stomp is going to come down on the hip.
Okay. Wasn't there already a stomp?
I think it
Yes.
was. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
just-
that's
that.
what
That was like on the chest, and then the next one's
Okay.
going to come for the hip.
the next one's coming for that. Okay.
They're
so,
they're in murder mode.
Yeah, I will focus on healing up the biggest injury at the moment then, which is the back. And I'm throwing myself
Okay.
under.
Yeah. Combo
Okay.
action. Sapna.
I am going to use the distortion to do some. I'm going to create kind of a silent area around the ring.
Okay.
And in multi-action to distract that guy.
All right. So can people in the ring hear each other?
Yes.
Okay. But sound from the ring can't leave, and sound from outside the ring can't get in. Okay. Got it. All
I
right.
just don't want. Yeah. I feel like with the number of microphones and whatever else, and it's like, you know what we don't need to be projecting to these thousands of people who are in this place right now is the noise of intimate violence.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's roll our dice.
I want to buy 2
I
extra
am-
dice, and that's how many willpower?
Just loose dice.
Yep.
Just 2 willpower.
Yeah, and I'm doing the same.
I mean, you could buy hard dice, and they're automatically 10s if you want.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm going to roll 10s.
But you would have 2 10s
That is
if
true.
you bought 2 hard dice. Just
For
saying.
4 willpower?
Yes.
All right, I'm doing it.
Okay, I am
We
rerolling.
did the homework.
this once.
Well, you all are going to be so excited.
What?
I rolled 7 unique dice.
Yay!
7
Because
dice.
I rolled well.
Oh wait, I have a wiggle die. Okay, I have a pair.
I have my 2 pair that I need, thank goodness.
Okay, 2 pair. Any 3 of a kind?
I have 3 3s or is 2 9s.
To do which again?
Freeze him.
The speed is better.
But you could use willpower to squish.
Yes. So you could.
Well, one of them's a wiggle die
Oh.
for the.
Right.
For the pair.
Yeah, you can't squish wiggle die.
Mhm.
So it's up to you how you want to do that. I mean, you could squish your.
I'd rather do quality
Okay.
to make sure that.
What do you got?
2 10s, 2 8s.
Okay. Anybody have? So you're not using your 3 of a kind?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Anyone have?
I have a 3 of a kind.
You have 3 of a kind.
Mhm.
Okay.
2 3s of a kind, actually.
Oh,
Nice.
wow. Okay.
Boom.
Let's go. You're healing and freezing this guy.
Yes, and for healing, I have a number that wants to target the position, correct?
No. It's like the severity of injury.
Okay. helps
What
me
are
decide
your
where to go.
3s of a kind?
I have 3 9s and 3 7s.
Either
so-
one can do the healing. You needed 6s.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I should have told you that. ahead
I'll
of time.
keep the 9s at the keeping myself safe and then do the 7s for the healing. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, the 9s are your defense roll.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you dive in there. Your defense roll gobbles up what's left of his attack.
Mm-hmm.
So he does like stomp on you, but it's you like got there way before his foot got got in close to the guard basically, and like no energy to
Great.
do anything. But you're Kit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Which people know that I
Yeah,
do
and you're
have-
a doctor.
yeah, and
you
I'm a
have some
doctor.
physical powers.
Mhm.
It's weird. You have the exact same powers as Caduceus, that famous superhero.
strange and doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so weird.
Because I look
But
so
definitely
different.
doesn't have the cheekbones.
I look
yeah,
so different.
yeah, yeah.
you know?
And Caduceus is so tall. Wait, you're tall.
No. No.
Okay, that was 3 of a kind. Your healing is applied 3, to the back, right?
yes.
Okay, that's fine. I'm tracking that loosely. To a pair of 10s. Any other 10s?
2 10s.
Okay, so these are just going to happen at the same time. You were creating your... Which pair is this?
I'm gonna say that this one is the distraction pair, like to distract the guy for
Okay.
your tackle.
Okay. Good news, he was already kind of wrecked his attack because he had such a terrible roll, but that's fine. That's how wild talents go sometimes. And your 10s was the attack?
Jump onto the turnbuckles. And then jump on him.
Okay, and what's the other pair that you got?
That's all of it.
Oh, okay, so you don't get a performance check then.
Okay.
Sorry, it doesn't look cool.
It looks cool to somebody.
Well,
I got 2 10s and 2 8s.
oh, 2-8. That's what I was asking. If you had another match?
Oh, I thought you were asking me if I had another action. I'm like, no, I just jump
No.
up and go, "Rah!" and then jump on it.
Yeah, but that is a multi-action. So you're performing and attacking, and 8s are great for performance.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah, and you tackle this guy to the ground, and you're gonna do damage to his head. So yeah, he takes. Actually, yeah, he has resistance, so he takes some shock damage to his head as you tackle him and bounce his head off the mat.
Trying to keep him down.
Okay.
Well, it turns him off.
Pair of 10s, 9s. Or what do you have?
I have 9s.
9s. Let's do those next. You're
I was freezing him, so I guess he's
freeze up.
frozen on the ground.
Yeah. You get, yeah, because his ability is kind of wearing out right now.
Mhm.
And then a pair of threes to create like a dampening bubble around them.
Okay, so that happens in that order, and at this point, with you holding him down and you like trying to shut him down mentally, you hear, "I'm trying,"
Oof.
Mhm.
but you hear this like just gurgling, screaming demon, of just like trying to attack you, but you just like, God, I'm held down and you're way stronger. So, but you can see like the veins, the muscle, the like, just like could practically tear himself apart trying to fight you. But you're able to manage the situation and not hurt him more than you meant to. But it's like, Kit, you can feel that we're going to come out of combat at this
Sure.
point. You're even able to direct your attention because this guy is like ready to tear his own body apart,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In this like just self-destruction blossom.
Really quickly, I'm just gonna check in with the person down here and
Yeah.
say, "How do you feel? Do you know your name?
Can I go
you...
to sleep now?
Okay. No. I need you to stay awake. Okay.
Okay.
You fuck. 1 second. And I'm going to go and try to calm down whatever's happening in this person's body.
Okay.
Flush it out, hopefully.
Yeah, so this is it's beyond a neural response, right?
Sure.
The brain is not telling his body what to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of is, but it's like, almost like he's being puppeted.
Yeah.
But it's not some external force, or you can sense the chemicals moving through his body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm gonna have you roll with a -2 penalty.
Absolutely.
We're not really in combat, and we got to wrap up soon, but that's.
I think
we're-
Hector would have relayed to everybody, like, he's not in control.
Oh yeah. Just be like a little telekinetic hub. Oh, this is great actually for
Yeah.
for
We can
comms.
talk.
Yeah. If everyone's okay with Hector being in your head a little bit,
Yeah.
we would certainly want to get permission first. But
Mhm.
in a combat situation, it seems really useful to,
Yeah.
even better than the auto, because you can silence everything and still be able to talk to each other.
That's good shit. Okay.
Pretty dope.
Yeah.
9s.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're able to just turn off all the receptors. Like the juice in this guy's body is manually firing like muscle receptors and everything, and you're able to get in and manually turn off like 15 million things, as this material is very, very slowly being metabolized
Mhm.
by the body. I mean, slowly in terms of seconds, right? Like it's
yeah.
going to be gone in a minute. But for you, this is just like, stop.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you just like physically like locked up his muscles, that wouldn't help,
No.
right? Like you had to get in and like flip all the switches.
Work in the liver.
Yeah, like all that stuff. You could accelerate the metabolization, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's a good place to leave it.
Did Rosalinda get to perform,
No.
or is this?
With a mid-fight.
I have I have a plan for that actually, which is the reason that I did the turnbuckle jump
Okay.
was so I could be like jump up and be like, all right, and like grab the microphone and be like, thanks for coming everybody to see us.
Okay.
Next up, the main event. La Novia Negra, let's hear it! And like try to whip up the crowd as if this were like kind of part of the show.
Yeah, because a lot of people are like, you're like,
Yeah.
like freaked out and like, what just happened?
It was
just...
springs. The springs
Well,
made
because
the
there's
Yeah.
always
noise.
like that part in like wrestling shows where it's like, are they injured?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think that's just good. That's just fun.
Amazing.
There is this like slow, like people start
And I'm like,
applauding.
let's hear it, come on! What? I can't hear you, come on!
And actually, you can get this, like the guy who broke his back, like you could get him up
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you wanted to heal him faster than you usually would.
Yeah, I do. I get him up and he's waving and he's
Mhm.
fine.
Let's hear it for these guys, they're great!
Can you just roll your power one more time for me?
And at this point, I'm kind of sentinel because I got the glasses on. I like whipped off my hat and my jacket. And
And if you get a 10, you do have to use your wiggle die.
I did not get a 10.
Okay.
I got 9s.
Okay. Then you don't have to roll stability.
Thank you.
You
Thanks.
let me know when we're done doing that.
No, I'm not done. I'm
Okay.
good. We're chilling.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just so everybody knows, it's not a big secret. If Caduceus or Kit gets 10s on a healing check, we're gonna do a stability check to see if anything happens with the brainstem. Because why not make them better?
Well, there's some new information that I haven't divulged yet. Maybe next time.
Mhm.
dun dun
Dun,
dun.
dun.
So yeah, you'll be able to get this guy off of the mat, and get the other guys able to get back up and be like, hooray! Like, I actually feel fine, but I'm still terrified. And
Yeah.
that was the scariest moment of my life. Like, but is also a performer, and the show must go on. So, like, I can stand. So,
Yeah.
waving to the crowd.
Wave to the crowd.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
And we'll pick it up not next week. And then
I was just gonna say, I literally am just thinking of Hector being cool for his daughter.
yes, yeah. Although Hector was largely invisible in this, right?
Mhm.
Like, you did everything you did from your seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I'm thinking about like maybe I don't know if he's dropping this to her, but like he he kind of half arranged this, like this is happening because
Oh.
of him, and then these superheroes show up to like promote her.
Your
and-
PR firm helped put this together.
I feel like she would think it's bullshit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I want to meet
But
her.
that's the thought in Chainsaw's head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plus, Chainsaw thinks she's like cool as hell.
Okay. All right. Cool. So I
Not
think
next
we're
week.
actually we're out next week, and then you're out the week after that.
Yeah.
So we will probably continue and find some way to fridge you.
temporarily.
He trains in luchador for 2 weeks.
That's right.
Yeah, I know what we'll come up with something, but we may or may not have a guest. We'll see. Actually, we need somebody to run the board.
Oh
Around
yeah.
the board.
Oh,
I'll
you
just-
can't.
I'll just move the plate. Yeah.
Okay.
Very familiar with all this. Mhm.
Okay, cool stuff. So we'll be out next week for Big Bad Con. If you're going to be there, please, at least for my sake, please come say hi. I love that. Don't hug me, please. I just ask first. But I do love meeting people. So Big Bad Con in Sacramento. It's all like, not Sacramento, San Francisco.
San Francisco Airport.
I was like, not Sacramento, San Diego. No, like, come on, words.
San Clemente. Oh,
Yeah.
dang it.
San Juan.
But so it's sold out if you don't already have tickets. Sorry, that's a bummer. But if you do and you're gonna be there, come say hi. I'd love to see you. And we'll do everybody else's goodbye, and then I'll go last because I can.
Hi, I am Pooja. I have been playing Sapna, and you can find me on the internet as Forgotten Saves. I am mostly posting pictures of my cats, so I know that you will all want to follow me. They are the best.
Yes.
If you want to hear me play more TTRPGs, you can find me on Happy Jack's back catalog, the 12-sided stories back catalog, and coming up in a couple of games for Queen's Court Games.
Want me Kong?
Mm.
Want it now?
Well, I mean, soon.
Okay.
TM.
Okay.
Okay, all right. I have things to say this time. Hi, I've been Sarah. I've been playing Kit. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Sarah is Coffee, except for Instagram, where it's Sarah_is_coffee. I'm also going to be at Big Bad Con. I'm going to be on a panel. God knows if I remember the time, but it's creating content in TTRPGs. It's going to be really great. I also am going to be part of their mentorship program there. So if you get paired with me, and if you don't get paired with me but still want to talk to me about things to do with community management and content creation, just track me down. It's fine. I love you. You specifically watching now.
That's so special.
yeah.
That's me in the
Right now.
future.
Yeah, so come say hi. I am happy to give all of the expertise that I have.
That's awesome.
I'm Eli. I'm playing Hector, new to the game. It's awesome.
But
table.
not to my heart.
Oh. But if you've never heard me end a game before, I fucking don't care about my social media or if you follow me or not. So there are many amazing people. Troller did Jason's art and the Demigods game.
Mm-hmm.
Kimi does amazing things. There are a lot of amazing people you can follow. So just look out for them.
Like me. Hi, I'm Enge. I play Chainsaw. Who got to do all of his professional wrestling dreams today.
I'm so excited. I didn't know.
Yeah. Neither did I.
Hey.
You can find me on the internet at John Enge, JONENGE .card, CARRD.co. That's my links.
All right. Did you turn into Sentinel on the way down there?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I
I
thought.
was like,
Yeah.
Rose, hold my earrings.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And I'm Jason. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at It's Probably Okay. I stream there Wednesdays and Fridays. On Wednesdays, we wear death. I play games that are hard and I die a lot.
Amazing.
Because that's fun for me. I don't know why. So it's just been Baldur's Gate on Technician mode.
Nice.
Bummer. I got better at the game and I'm not dying as much.
You're dead.
I'm unbalanced, and it was really tough at first, and now I just own everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah. My first playthrough was on balance. And by the end, I was like, that's a little easy. I should try Tactician.
Yeah.
Oh, God!
Oh, geez.
They're eating me.
And then I learned what. Well, anyway, I'd love it if you gave me a follow on those. It's fun to do with the audience. You can also go to probablyokgames.com, home of the okayest games around. It's specifically Demigods, which you can buy on drive-thru-RPG, and the print edition coming soon. So, also, your only two options to watch this show are live or later. There are no other options, and we can't do it live without our mods. Thank you, James V, and all of the mods who help out at Happy Jacks. We get to do this ad-free and independent because of our Patreon. If that is something you can contribute to, we love it. Kimi loves it. Kimi has put all of her blood, sweat, and tears into this, and is also a mom and a teacher and like actual superhero. So anything you can do to help the studio, we know not everybody can, and that's okay. Not a guilt trip, but if you have the extra few bucks, it is appreciated. Okay, we will be back in 2 weeks. On October
2 weeks.
Yes, and that will that's gonna be it for us tonight. So
See you in
All right.
spooky season, friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.